Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace. We take the west side, take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man so tough, but mans keep walking. Yeah, just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
So I don't know if you're aware, but today is a big news day. This is a big news day because we had to respond here. We had to respond on the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz.
Hey,
because
Stu. Hello.
Because on the New Heights podcast.
Yeah.
Do I have the name right?
Is that how they say it?
I think so, yeah.
That's the right inflection.
New Heights. I think.
On the New Heights. On the new. Maybe they've been saying it wrong. On the New Heights podcast.
Yes.
They have Taylor Swift on today.
Tay-Tay.
And that's a pretty good get. And so, in turn, we had to respond as well. Mm-hmm. And that response comes in the form of one Stugotz.
Hello.
Hello, Stugotz.
Wow, we got the guy whose name is on the show.
Hello, Stugotz. Good morning. Good to see you.
It's a big get by you, Zaslow.
That's what the producers call. That's a good pull.
He felt like it today.
I did.
I came here,
I woke
man.
up this morning and I said, I'm going to come in, do a show. And here I am.
How do you feel? How you doing? It's good to see you.
I feel great. I do. It's good to see you. Thank you for allowing me on your program. I appreciate
My
it.
program.
Your hair looks fantastic.
Thank you.
I was having a very interesting conversation with you right before we turned on the mics here. Yeah, we were talking about your kids at Zaslow.
Well, because Stugotz and I haven't seen each other in a while, and so he does the whole, hey, how are the kids?
It was not
how's the
obligatory. I was asking you
obligatory?
I was asking you sincerely, how's the family doing?
Turned into Poppy.
How's the family?
How's the family? But Zaslow, I believe one of his kids has arrived at an age where the kid wants nothing to do with Zaslow, nothing to do with the parents, doesn't want to be home, and if the kid doesn't get his way, he'll just take the keys of the car and drive away.
That happened last night for the first time in the Zaslow mansion.
You need to slap this kid upside the head, Zaz. Like, he's running around doing whatever the hell he wants. Like, you claim that he stepped to you and you won that battle.
Well, that's true.
It's true. He bought tickets to go to a UFC fight across state lines.
Yeah.
He's just up and leaving the house when he doesn't like you. Like, what is going on in this Zaslow family manor?
So Stugotz says to me, are you in a place where he doesn't want anything to do with you? And I said, us. I said, yeah, pretty much. But last night we had a blow up. Like last night was a first, all right, and that was him just up and leaving in a huff.
No subject? Is that too much information if we get the subject?
Well, no. So what happened? So my older son is 16. All right, he drives, got his own car. Okay, and
it's your car, though. I mean,
I paid for it, but like we're a three-car household.
Right.
He has his own car.
Okay, right.
Yes, technically, yes. I pay for it. It's under my name. It's my car.
It's a 3-car household at the moment.
But we have it's a 3-car household. He has his own car.
You call and you report that stolen. Mm-hmm. Like, call the cops, say, someone stole a car from my house.
Send your kid to jail.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I can track it. I'm going to tell you exactly where this car is.
I don't know who it is. One of the youths from around the block, probably.
One of them youths.
Same last name as me, too.
The two what? So he got home yesterday, and he's in that teenage mood,
Yeah. Yes.
the mood where you know what I'm talking about.
I know the mood.
Where he just doesn't want to be around anyone and just sits in a dark room by himself, doom scrolling. All right, just staring at the phone. And just being
doom scrolling,
just being miserable.
Wow, it doesn't get much better around 40, kid.
And so, and all my wife and I want to do, we just want to talk and be around you. And I don't.
He's done talking. He's done talking to you. He's done being around you.
Right. He's done with all of it.
Yes.
And so then finally one of us shouted at him, if this is what you're going to be like, then we don't want you here. Okay. And so, of course, what's the, oh, you don't want me here? Well, I'm leaving. And like, that's exactly what happened.
Well, he got you, right?
Yeah, right. He showed us. He took his key, like, where are you going? He goes, well, you don't want me here. I'm leaving. And he up and left. And so we had this, hey, then my wife is like, she's all hysterical now. And
right.
Jonathan, what should we do? What? Yeah.
Like, she talks like you.
Did you tell?
It's odd, yeah.
Did you tell White Tamara he's probably just driving around the block a few times?
Listen,
where's he gonna go?
As
honey?
somebody who you're bringing me back right now to the I'm fighting with my parents. I'm just leaving. Don't have anywhere to go. He went to a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, that's exactly where I went to, but it's the only place where you're allowed to go. I like the idea of like the Zaslow Manor. Everyone has the same
mansion.
I'm sorry, Zaslow Mansion. Everyone has the exact same cadence. They all talk like Zaz. Guess what? We're gonna go to our in-laws.
I'd leave that house too. I mean,
you're 1,000% right, because about 5 minutes later, we have the apps where you could check where they're going.
Little Life 360?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we have. Mm-hmm. Great app, okay? And we check the app like 5-10 minutes later, and we can clearly see he's in the drive-thru at Taco Bell.
Of course. I knew it.
Smoking pot.
Living Moss.
Kids haven't changed.
Right. If it was anything like me, we're parked at the local fast food place and we're lighting up a bowl, okay?
Yeah.
Now,
well, that's what he's doing too, Zach.
I don't think that's what he was doing.
Once again, doesn't get much better at 40.
But my wife's just like, what are we doing? Oh, what do you mean? I don't know. I don't have the handbook of how to deal with this. She kept asking me for answers. I don't have the answers.
You're the head of the household. You're supposed to have the answers, man. She looks to you to have the answers. Have an answer.
Look,
Make
Uncle
up an
Jesse,
answer. Right.
It's pretty obvious that when you've got the Life 360, you can pretty much monitor him. There's so much less to worry about.
Let him think he's living.
Yeah.
What were our parents doing? Because you're 100% right about that. Like when I left in a huff, or like Chris just said, he left in a huff. Mm-hmm. And although Chris's age, you probably had a cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone at that time.
There was no tracking people though. I don't believe.
Right. But like when I left in a huff, and certainly Stugotz, when you left your house,
no cell phones,
no cell phone, definitely no internet, no apps, no Life 360, none of that bull. Like, how did our parents not freak out?
In our age, and I believe Stu can confirm this with me, people in the streets knew you were a runaway because I took all my clothes and put it in one blanket and then put it on the end of a stick.
People didn't
and
actually
just
do
put that over my
shoulder. That was
shoulder.
just Pee Wee
I
Herman.
did it.
No,
that was
absolutely.
just Pee Wee Herman.
That's how people knew you were a runaway. It's almost like hitchhiking without having to put your thumb up. Hey, I need a place to stay.
I dreamed of doing that so many times as a kid.
What an odd dream. I mean, seriously.
Got to have a strong stick.
Just how, like...
What stick do you use?
Oh, you got to get a good branch.
You got to go to the yard. You got to start, well, in my family, you got to start thinking about which one of these will my dad have used to whack me on the ass. I'm going to take that one away. Yeah, it's a whole nother topic.
We can talk about it after.
How long was your
Back
kid
in my
gone
day.
for?
Off air?
Well, I fell asleep, and...
You were really worried.
Right.
See, that's another thing.
You chase that
You
kid
text
down.
them, can you bring me back a Taco Bell
Okay.
Crunchwrap Supreme,
Okay,
please?
I'll get back to answering Billy's question there, but that's another thing. I don't understand the parents, probably our parents when we were young, how they stay up in the living room and they wait for you to get home.
Right.
I always fall asleep.
My dad would tell me back in the old days with no cell phones, there was a parenting network. Like my parents knew where I was at all times. I'm telling you. Like they had a network of parents and someone was in charge of tracking where all the kids were. So they knew. Or at least they claimed that they knew. So
I like the idea of Zaz sitting there waiting for his son, like having the arguments in his head, and then just kind of falling asleep. And as soon as he hears something, he's like, "Oh, you'll never do this again." Oh.
Pops up arguing.
No, I don't fall asleep trying to wait up in the living room. I'm not even attempting to.
Right.
I go to bed.
Like under a blanket.
right.
Yeah, like comfortable.
So definitely don't care
comfortably
about your
in
kids.
bed.
Right.
But I keep the ringer on my phone. I keep it on. Okay, if he needs me,
What about the text, though?
I keep that on too. Yeah. Yeah, I keep. Well, no, I keep it on for you. You could set on the app, certain people.
Yeah.
You could have the sound off,
you're
and the
not
sound's on for those people.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're not getting the alerts for the hockey chat all night.
No. That would keep me up all night. So back to Billy's very important question. I woke up randomly at like 3 in the morning, and I rolled over and I checked my phone to make sure my son came home. So he came home around 1.
When did he leave?
Maybe like 9.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Gone to a friend's house.
Drama king.
We're going to have to check his cell phone activity. Where was he exactly for those several hours?
Do you have an alarm?
What? Do I have an alarm?
Yes.
Yeah, my phone has an alarm.
No,
for it.
House
like your
alarm.
house. Your
Right.
house alarm.
Oh, yes, of course.
So, like, I'm
Set it.
assuming, was the alarm on, off? Because, like, I would turn it on so when he gets home, set it off. Or, like, how handy
Then
are
the cops
you?
come and take him to prison.
Yeah, how handy are you?
Well, I'm Jewish, so the answer to that is self-explanatory. But he has like the security features on his phone. You turn it off when you're coming home.
I think what you do next time, do you feel like there's going to be something we go through again? I feel like he's going to up the ante.
Yeah,
this
I'm
is not the
pretty
last time.
certain it's going to
Zaslow's
happen
just getting
again.
started. What
This is what I think you do. Go to the Home Depot or the Lowe's or one of those, and you buy a new lock. And the next time this brat decides I'm going to go home and I'm going to show my parents, you literally change the lock on the door, and then see how long before he realizes, like, oh, I'm not welcome in this house anymore. Then he takes the rails, the trains. He gets on a train and he goes off somewhere else.
I knew
with
what
his,
you meant.
with his bindle. You know that Dennis the Menace, the movie? Have you seen the movie Dennis the Menace?
Yeah.
Sure.
Christopher Lloyd, where he
Terrifying.
was someone who was, riding the rails.
Living under that bridge.
Yeah.
That really took the dream that Izzy had of being a stowaway on a train away from me real quick. I was like, you know what? I do not want to just be hopping on random trains and running away because there's Christopher Lloyds of the world out there doing that.
That's a
crazy.
good movie to discourage running away.
Yeah,
Do you think Dennis Menace holds up these days? I haven't seen it in a while.
probably not.
Walter Matthau.
It doesn't.
I believe he was the grumpy guy, right?
You know there's a difference between
He
a
always
mansion
is.
and a manor?
Yeah, man.
I didn't know what the difference
A
was.
mansion has opulence.
Yeah, a manor has multiple mansions on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the main house.
You want a manor, not a mansion.
You do want a manor.
Already
Yes.
been through this.
Yeah.
I'm a mansion kind of guy.
standalone home. It's a mansion, but a standalone mansion.
Zaz is
That's
a
right.
poor rich.
I want my opulence, dog.
But you have opulence with a manor too. You also have more land.
All right, I'm not gonna,
Well, you'll get
litigate
there.
this with you.
I'm more impressed if I'm pulling up to a manor than I am if I'm pulling up to a mansion.
As you should be. It's a compound.
Have you talked to this kid again since last night? Like when you woke up, did you see him?
No, he's a teenager. There's no way he was awake when I left the house.
Well,
this
I don't know. It's cool. Is he
No,
drop
no,
out?
they're in private school. They haven't started yet.
Question.
Whoa.
You said that you were less upset than White Tamara, but yet you were the one on the couch. Was she comfortably sleeping in
No,
bed?
yeah,
not
I
a
wasn't
care
on
in
the
world?
couch. We both went to sleep. We
So
don't.
neither of you care.
We don't stay up like that. Well, why do I need to stay up? Why do I need to stay up and stare? Like I said, we got
Optics.
features on my phone,
When
man.
your son comes home and nobody's waiting for him, he's like, they never gave a shit about me to begin with.
Right.
Well, we already told him. If this is your attitude, we don't want you here.
Who's
Like, we already established
Who
that.
said get out? Was
White
it you or
Tamara.
your wife?
My wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But then she was the most upset when he finally
course.
did leave.
But Izzy is right. When your kid runs away and then comes home, right, you have to be, someone needs to be standing at the door waiting for the kid. It's intimidating. You need to do it. I mean,
And
You
you need
used
to
to do
play
that?
like
No.
sitcom music in the background, just like, oh, okay, now we know it's the time to discuss this and then settle our situation, and then we both go to bed calmly.
yeah. I was a good parent, Zaslow. My kids never ran away.
You
I mean,
were?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not parenting anymore. They're
Yeah, it's
adults.
done, yeah.
I mean,
packed
I'm
it in.
done. It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think-
congrats.
I did it. I mean,
I think, and you're probably not going to like this answer, you got to give up on this kid. This kid's a lost cause and just focus on the other ones.
Yeah.
So
Move
we don't-
on.
You got
yeah, we
another-
don't have the same issue with number two.
Just drive
you
into
know?
like a farm and open the door and
No,
just say
it
be
is
free.
no. It is what it is. He's 16. You said. I mean,
He'll figure it out.
he'll be around for two
Just
more
stop
years.
talking to him.
Exactly right. Yeah. I mean, you're just okay. We do what we can. Sorry, lost cause. We're gonna focus on your brother now. We love him more than you.
Finished product. He's like Bam out of bio. You know what he is.
right.
So how do I handle it when I get home today?
Start calling him Idris.
I mean, you're assuming that when you get home, the lock's not gonna be changed. It sounds like this kid runs the
Right.
household. Honestly, he does whatever he wants.
I think when you get home, you basically just start questioning every time he does something. He goes to the freezer for an Uncrustable.
Hey!
Just like, hey, if you're not living here, those aren't yours.
Right.
If he goes to like fine and go wash his hands, they're like, what are you talking about? People who don't have houses don't have running water
That's
to
my
wash
water.
their hands. You just start doing that over and over again, and he's like, fine, Dad, I get it.
So you want me to ride him? Like I'm going to keep this going.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
seems
That's
like
what you
it'll
wanna
probably
call it.
make things worse, but you got to.
Right.
We've already given up on him.
Make him pay rent.
I'm with Billy. Ignore him. Move on.
Buy something
Seriously.
really cool for your
Yeah.
other son. Just show him that
Yes.
this is what happens when you behave.
Oh, take your other son to the UFC fight he wanted to go to.
Well, I did take my other son to SummerSlam last week, and I didn't take the older one. I took the
That's-
younger
you know
one.
what, I
out.
think
That's
we're
because the
seeing-
older one didn't want to go,
Yeah,
though.
it's fair. The older one's not really interested.
He didn't want to go with you.
You know
I
what
mean,
you should
right.
do? Say in the Zaslow mansion, no more Arab fighters.
You know what Stugotz
Just
did?
put it on the door in front so everybody knows when they come in.
Seems like
no
we're starting a holy
Arabs.
war. Yeah, no.
There is,
Yeah.
to the audience just joining us, there is context. here.
Yes. His son loves the Arab fight.
Yeah, his son's an
So Stugotz did suggest before as well. Have you thought about grounding him?
Yeah.
And then I said, like, I don't know, maybe this is like a new generation type of thing. I told him, like, we've never been a grounding family. Like, I don't think we've ever actually grounded him.
There's your problem.
Well, it's very obvious. I mean,
Well, Stugotz, did you ground your
I was
daughters?
grounded. I never grounded my daughters. So, again, we were good parents. We had no reason to
I
ground.
don't know why you keep saying we were good parents.
I mean, my kids aren't taking the keys and leaving a conversation and coming back at 1 a.m. Not happening.
but you never grounded them.
Never grounded.
Don't you have one child on the other side of the planet right now?
Australia, she's back. She was at Bondi Beach
Down
studying
under.
for a weekend. Yeah, but
Studying for a weekend?
It wasn't a weekend.
I'm sorry,
Australia?
a semester. Yeah, well,
Thank you.
She actually studied for for a weekend for 2 days. The rest of the time she partied.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
it was several months.
Gotcha.
A
Sounds
party,
like
not studying. Yeah.
Stugotz's parental strategy is out of sight, out of mind.
Send them away.
Like, Chris, were you ever grounded growing up?
I remember my mom being very mad at me a lot, but I don't remember actually.
Very mad at me a lot.
But never
like,
grounding?
I can picture my mom being upset with me, but there was never like, you're grounded for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, I'm not
type
asking,
stuff.
like, did you ever, like, were you never in
I
trouble?
never, that's what I mean. Like, I don't know. To answer your question, no, I can't remember getting specifically grounded.
I
And
can't picture Greg Cody being a hard ass.
Oh, no, my
No,
mom
no.
was the hard ass.
Are we still grounding kids? Is that?
Right now, for me, it's the tablet. If you do something, you can just go in your room and you can color.
I think I already established with me it was a stick or belt to the ass.
Coloring is a punishment these days.
Yeah, you actually just like make them do things with other human beings.
You can't-
And that's the punishment.
No electronics. You need to be a normal
You have to
kid.
go outside and play with other kids.
I'm serious, though. That is the big punishment these days. If I say you're going to lose your tablet, she will do whatever I say.
I think we're talking about a different age group here, though.
This
Yeah,
is what
7.
this is what I'm dealing with.
Yeah, but he's 16, and Zaslow's not going to take his phone or his computer.
Right.
Like,
It's tough.
the kid doesn't care if he does.
Quite
Oh
the
well,
pickle.
that's a great example because one of the things that we did last night was because we didn't love his attitude. My wife turned off like the features on his phone. You know, she can control that because of the family sharing or whatever. And okay, that obviously expedited the whole I'm leaving situation. And then what happened was he left, and I got to check the Light 360 because I want to see where he is. But guess what? It's off because
course,
she
yeah.
turned off the features. So then I got to tell my wife, you got to turn the features back on so I can keep track of him.
You can't just turn on the one individual feature.
Look, you're asking me questions I don't have all the answers to. I'm just telling you what I know.
Can you
all right?
text your son and ask him what particular feature got him so heated that he didn't have anymore that he was willing to move away from his parents?
Why don't we get him on? Let's
Snapchat.
just
We should
instead
get
of
him on.
you doing
Yeah.
this, just bring your kid on and we'll do like a family therapy here.
I think it's the Snapchat. That's the thing that the teenagers are like in love with these days.
What happened with Snapchat? Like,
Still cooking.
Yeah, younger
Yeah.
people still like it.
but did it like go out of style and then come back with younger people? I feel like Snapchat started and we like moved away from it, but it's still a thing with younger people.
I think
Yes.
that's how the teenagers text. I don't think they use the actual texting on the phone. I think they all text.
They do.
message through
Yes.
Snapchat.
Losers,
Yes.
kids.
That's how they
honestly.
send nudes.
Like if someone cares so much what you're thinking that you need to send it in like disappearing Snapchat. No one gives a shit about your high school drama,
I don't know,
losers.
man.
Get a life.
I don't know, man. Anyway, that's what I got going on. Good to see you, Stugotz.
Good to see you, Zaslow. I'm glad the family stuff's going well.
Well, it didn't help you at all. You still don't have a strategy for when
Well,
you get
I'll
home.
have an update tomorrow. Like I'm here all
But what are
week,
you gonna
all
do?
right?
You know what you're gonna do?
No, I have some time. I just surveyed the room. You guys were not much help, and I got to figure out what to do now.
Yeah,
I
you got to
told you to
figure
beat
it out
his
on your
ass.
own, man. I mean, Do you think your kid is expecting some sort of conversation when you get home today?
Well, I think he's probably praying there's not.
Right, but he thinks there probably is, right?
I don't know. We're not
Because he's going to avoid you the entire day.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm going to get home,
right.
and he's going to be in the exact same
Yes.
position he was in yesterday afternoon when we got mad at him. That's for sure.
Right.
Well,
Either that or he'll be smoking pot in an alley somewhere. I mean.
What's today? He's home? Like he's just home all day?
Yeah, he's not working.
Until
today.
Zaslow gets home. Yeah.
Is he
Then
listening to
leaves.
this?
Right.
No. Okay, so that's another thing. Like,
boy.
you think that he'd be listening? No, these my kids don't care. They don't care that I'm on the radio or podcast or Peacock. Like TV.
The younger one cares, or I mean.
No, not really. They don't think it's a big deal.
It's not a big deal to them because you've done it your whole life, right?
Yeah.
You've been on the radio, you've been on TV.
It's so
and
not
it's just like,
impressive to
it's
them.
Dad's job.
Yeah, it's so not. They like it when we're sitting, ringside at SummerSlam, but otherwise, it's
When
not
it benefits
impressive.
them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not impressive to them.
Yeah, Stu, do your daughters? It doesn't really matter to them that you were on ESPN
No.
on the air because it's all they know.
It's all they know. At the time, the first few times we were at ESPN, it was a big deal to them because it was such a big deal to me. But after that, after a couple of weeks, it became normal to them, So, not impressed. It's hard to impress your kids, man.
God, kids,
They humble you.
they kind of suck.
So Taylor Swift was really on that podcast, huh?
Well, I think she's
Tomorrow.
going to be on tonight, or it's tomorrow.
Wednesday, I thought it said.
Tomorrow.
Jason's
Okay.
got a new coat. And I'm not talking about a jacket.
So we countered, though, I think in a very big way. Like, it's quite possible the Kelsey brothers, like this Dan Le Batard Show and Stugotz, they're climbing too far up
Yeah,
the charts.
they've been looking at the charts. They're like, we need something. Call Taylor in.
Yep. And we called in the reserves, and we brought in Stugotz.
That's they brought in a lefty hitter. We're bringing in our lefty pitcher.
Stu, you're friendly with Travis a little bit.
Yeah.
Is this going to be his last season? Feels that way, no?
He's not going to tell me. I mean,
Well, I'm just
act
asking.
like he would, though.
I'm asking you as someone that knows him better than anyone else in the room to
Yeah.
make a
I don't think it's going to
prediction.
be his last season. I don't.
This is where you'd be like, I talked to him last week. He's not sure.
I talked to him in Tahoe.
you
and he
you
gave me
posed
the
for a
sense.
photo.
Yeah, but you know how Tahoe goes, Mike. Like, you'll say anything. You're in a good mood. The weather's beautiful. You're about to play golf. I got the sense he was going to play 5 more years when I talked to him in
I know
Tahoe.
how it goes for you. At
But then
Tahoe.
I also realized we're in Tahoe and people
Yeah.
just say stuff. you
Yeah, it's
know?
all just
Right,
chit-chat.
yes, Yeah, so 5 more years.
I don't expect a whole lot out of him this year, if we're being serious for a moment. Like, I subscribe to the theory of once you start thinking about the retiring, I feel like
You've retired?
Yeah, I feel like you're like that's probably the time. Like, remember, this was a conversation at the end of the Super Bowl last year. This was a real thing that he might retire. He decided, no, I'm still going to play. And it's also coming off, obviously, like his least productive year, I think, since his rookie season. I think once you start thinking that way, like I think you're kind of done.
He has big time Hollywood aspirations too, taking a ton of meetings around town. Everyone knows that
He was
wants to go
good
to
in
movies.
Happy Gilmore.
He was very good.
I
Yes.
liked him.
I gotta tell you, the window for me to watch this movie is probably closed. There are too many people saying that it's really, really
Not
bad.
worth it.
Not worth it. He was good, though.
I want to see the cameos.
What do you mean not worth it? Like, he doesn't have an hour and a half in his life? It's not worth the hour and a half?
I genuinely, like, if I'm going to spend an hour and a half of my life on a movie, I want it to be, like, one that's not bad. I started watching that Jurassic Park, the new one.
I liked it. It's good, right?
I fell asleep twice.
Same.
What do you know?
Stu, when you were in Tahoe talking to Travis Kelce,
Yeah.
are you sure it wasn't Jonas Valanciunas?
It could have been.
Well, if you had your alerts on the hockey chats as while your son ran away from home, we're buzzing a little bit. Matthew Tkachuk is playing the long con.
So I saw this, Stugotz. I saw this yesterday. I don't know if you did. Matthew Tkachuk plays for the Panthers. And
Thank
Panthers,
you.
back-to-back Stanley Cup champs. I don't know if you know that. And Matthew Tkachuk he had hernia and torn adductor. Those are very serious injuries. Played through it like a champ.
Yeah.
That's a winner right there.
Adductor or adductor?
Whatever I said is what it is.
You're a doctor. I'm
So-
sorry.
Say it again, though. I didn't hear it.
He tore that during the fight.
Torn adductor.
Adductor.
We all knew that he got injured at the Four Nations. What we didn't know is that he tore his adductor.
That was for you, Zaz.
That was. but-
Adductor.
Yeah, that he tore it in the fight. He dropped gloves in the first few seconds of that game against Canada
very
and
exciting.
Montreal. And then he played through peaks and valleys when it came to his playoff performance, but had a good Stanley Cup, especially as that series got more.
It felt
more
like he
out
got
of hand.
healthier throughout the playoffs. Like, he obviously started, remember the first postseason game against Tampa, he had the 2 goals. Like, oh my God, Chucky, I love you so much. And then he was pretty quiet for like 2 rounds. But then Eastern Finals and especially the Stanley Cup Final, he was awesome again.
He tore that adductor off the bone. It's something that's reportedly going to need surgery. He's playing the long con right now because he still has not gotten the surgery.
Right, so he spoke with ESPN's Greg Wyshynski yesterday where he's still undecided, Stugotz, what he's going to do if he's going to have the surgery. If he has the surgery, it's going to cost him between 2 and 3 months.
Right.
So, if he had the surgery now, let's say 3 months, we're talking being out till maybe the beginning of December. Like,
And that's
the
a
first-
con.
Yeah,
Why?
but that's it. Well, it's a long con because he's going to be out for the entire regular season, just play towards the end of the regular season into the postseason. Do the Panthers really need him during the regular season?
Well, I mean, they showed that they could play well without him towards the tail end of the season. After the Four Nations, we didn't see him again to the playoffs, but here's why it's a long con. You hold out from the surgery because of that recovery time. Even though the NHL is going to eventually do away with a long-term...
Pay attention here, Stugotz. This is what's very important.
They're going to do away with a long-term IR. That doesn't take into effect this season. So Florida is going to manipulate the rules in their favor. Have him have surgery as close to the start of the season as you can, and you get to extend that recovery time, and you get to make evaluations on your roster. It's because of this that you haven't traded someone like Evan Rodriguez. Because if Matthew Tkachuk is on this active roster, the Florida Panthers are over the salary cap.
By like $3-some-odd million, which in hockey is actually a lot.
So the question would be like, well, if you're going to end up trading Evan Rodriguez, why not trade him, at the start of the season if you still need to make this move with Matthew Tkachuk? Here's why you don't do that move. Here's why it benefits the Florida Panthers for Matthew Tkachuk to put this surgery off. Someone else can get hurt. It's hockey, very physical sport, as we know. And you also have essentially 3.5 months of data points that you can take into account and see, is it going to be Evan Rodriguez? Is it going to be somebody else who's not, whose form is not up to snuff here? We can evaluate this season as it goes on. So Florida's doing the smart thing here, and Matthew Tkachuk, even though it seems counterintuitive, is wise in putting off this surgery as long as possible. So Florida has the most flexibility.
And before people start calling it the Tkachuk rule after next year and saying, "Oh, the Panthers, they did it," can you tell them who did it against us the last few years?
Kucherov, Stone.
Yeah,
Those are the
Vegas.
two.
Yeah, Vegas did it a ton. Look, Florida. It's fair. I complained about those teams.
I don't know.
Abusing.
Fair is the thing. That
I didn't
It's
like
within
it.
the rules. It's fair.
I didn't like it. We went into a Stanley Cup against a very loaded Vegas Golden Knight team. We were not using the long-term IR. They were loaded. They were super deep because they used this. Tampa, we all know what happened there when they eliminated Florida.
We all know what happened the last couple of years. Took that ass.
Florida got to say we won a Stanley Cup without using this rule last year. 2 years ago. Last year, they used it, and we're going to remain consistent over here. I don't like it when teams abuse this loophole, but it's going to be a loophole, and Florida's already gone through that threshold, so they're going to abuse it as long as they can now.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
You don't like it when it's done to you, but if you're doing it, you're fine.
I'm not fine. I'm going to be consistent.
I'm with you, by the way.
I don't like it, and if other teams want to criticize, they can criticize Florida. I think the dirty stuff is a little played out, but they can criticize Florida for abusing long-term IR. They can criticize Aaron Ekblad for the performance-enhancing drugs. Those things are fair game. And Florida did kind of, for the first time, in my opinion, really leaned into the black hat that the rest of the league, their fans and the media, put on them years ago, where I thought it was unfair before. Now it's justified.
So you think that the reason that he hasn't had the surgery, because the first thing that comes to mind for me is the season ended. You won the Stanley Cup in the middle of June. That was 2 months ago. Why haven't we had the surgery yet? Like, I'd like you to be healthy and ready for the start of the season.
He played golf in Lake Tahoe, too. Normally, those are things fans get mad at.
Right.
Like,
Well,
hey, you're
that's the
delaying
first-
surgery to
Right.
play golf? Get ready for next season.
Like, that was a Shaq move all the time. Remember Shaq? He had the surgery on his big toe, like the day before training camp started. It's like, well, yeah, the whole summer, you know? So that's the first thing that came to mind for me is I wish you would have done it already. You'd be almost completely recovered. But you're saying you think this is actually a coordinated effort with the team.
Yes, Florida has capable wingers that come in. Look, Matthew Tkachuk, despite his gritty reputation, and that's well-earned, defensively, he's not like the rest of the forwards on the Florida Panthers. He's one of the slowest players in the league. So if you put in an offensive-minded winger like Boquist or Samsakevich, they're going to produce. They've proven, whether it's on line 2, whether it's on line 3, they're going to go in there. If they get the ice time, They put up points because they're surrounded by good players. Normally, it would sound counterintuitive to start a season without one of your best players in Matthew Tkachuk.
Without the guy who changed the entire trajectory of your franchise
But it
history.
benefits them for this point in their franchise timeline for him to get this surgery later so they can keep this core together for even if it's just a few more months.
How do you envision that going down, that conversation? Are the Panthers telling Matthew Tkachuk, hey, delay it. Hey, we can't get you a doctor till mid-August?
This was plotted out the second he got hurt.
Well, but like, what if Tkachuk said to them, yeah, like, I hear what you're saying, but I really like playing hockey.
Right.
He's within his rights to do that, but I think he's a team player. he changed the franchise. This is all coordinated with Tkachuk, his reps, and Florida won. And look, it was very important to Matthew Tkachuk for us to re-sign the guys that we did. That math does not math if Matthew Tkachuk is on the roster day one. You're going to have to say goodbye. You're going to have to kick some guys out of the group chat. And this is a tight group of guys, and they don't seem ready to kick anybody out of the group chat right now.
Do you know who this was not coordinated with? Probably the folks at EA Sports. Their cover athlete's going to be out all year long. Ooh, probably not.
We're
happy
already
about
cursed
that.
with a cover athlete.
So the part that I don't want to say this part bothers me because like that team's not going to be able to do anything to bother me with the joy they've given me these last few years. But I don't. So there is something to be said for, hey, it's most important to have him healthy for the playoffs, and maybe if he misses the first 2, maybe 3 months of the season, he'll not only be healthy, but he will be somewhat rested, by the time the playoffs roll around, and that's obviously what's most important because we're trying to win a Stanley Cup, and all of that makes sense. But I also don't want to become the team that only cares about the destination because the journey to me is extremely enjoyable still. Like, I don't want
but
the
the
only
journey's
goal
hard.
to be the playoffs. I want the whole season to matter.
But the journey is hard, Zaslow, and they've done it 2 years in a row, and they played more hockey games
Well,
than
we can
any
essentially
team.
say 3. They've been there 3 years.
And they've been there 3 years in a row. So why not take some shortcuts when you can? And this is a shortcut. And good for Tkachuk. The Panthers will be fine without him during the regular season. And even if they aren't, if they go in as a 4-seed or a 5-seed like they did this year, they're still going to be the favorites probably as long as Tkachuk is healthy to win the Cup.
They weren't the favorites entering last season because they got hurt. Matthew Tkachuk was out, and people were doubting. I think by the time puck drop started on the first playoff game, Carolina was a favorite out east. I don't know if they're the favorite right now. We can check the odds on DraftKings, but
I don't think they are. I think they're second.
you have to keep in mind they play in a very difficult division. This is one of the toughest divisions in hockey, if not the most difficult division in hockey. It's very within the realm of possibility that without Matthew Tkachuk, they don't finish top 3 in a division in which teams get amass a boatload of points compared to some of the other divisions. It's why Carolina, baked into their team plans, is we have a much weaker division. If we just improve on this core, we have a path to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then they get tricked into thinking they're a lot better than they actually are. Florida can have a tougher path, but luckily this franchise has shown you in back-to-back years they can do it with home ice, and they can do it without ever having home ice.
My biggest question on the team is how long do we get this version of Bob? Because when that starts to slide, then I don't know what it looks like.
I mean, there's no real reason to believe that it's dropping off yet,
Why would you think that? Is he just...
He does take.
I mean, how old is he?
He
Is
does.
he 37, I think?
I guess what you hang your hat on is this postseason run was the best version of Bob throughout their 2 previous.
Started a
runs
little
of the Cup.
slow, and then after the start,
he was great.
Unbelievable.
Kind of nuts. Bob's part in this whole run here. Florida made the playoffs that first year as an 8 seed when they made it to the Stanley Cup final, only to eventually lose to Vegas. He was benched.
Yep.
Alex Lyon.
He was not the starter at the beginning of the postseason.
Alex Lyon got
Happy Lion
Florida
Day 2 days ago.
got Florida into the playoffs, and Bob had to reclaim his job during that postseason.
Well, they
run.
went down 3 games to, I think they were down 2-1 at the time, and then they went to Bobrovsky. And, of course, they came back and they beat Boston.
Kind of nuts considering where we are here. He's certainly a Hall of Famer, and he's going to have his jersey retired by this franchise. They make that initial run. They get proof of concept because they benched him.
Jeremy's also here today. Hello, Jeremy.
Hey, Zaz.
Jeremy, you were out yesterday. Did you hear anything that you were not into yesterday? You had a problem with that you want to get your thoughts in on?
Yeah, some things that I had an issue with, but other things that I thought were really great. So I do have a top 5 topics from yesterday to respond to. So OLI, we sounded really, really old. Posting to Facebook. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean,
Nah,
that's
What's wrong with that?
It was a Greg
Exactly.
Cody Monday.
Right.
yeah.
It's actually
Well,
pretty
Facebook's
young
too
for
young
Greg.
for Greg Cody, but it's just, Facebook's not the place for those first day of school photos
Drop
anymore.
Just call it Facebook.
Asking Greg if he would date Chris. We acted like
That was not the question.
It was more, is he your type?
Yeah, no,
not
and
would you
hey,
date your
actually,
son?
I'm not criticizing
Yeah.
it. I'm saying it's actually a pretty normal question. In fact, the president of the United States has said he would date his daughter if it wasn't his daughter. So, moving on,
You
another
see what happens,
OLI.
Zaslow, when you
I
introduce
What did
the main
love
Greg say?
the
expert?
What did Greg say?
conversation
What
you guys
happened?
had about deli meat.
Boar's head.
Really, really great discussion. You got to go up to the deli counter, ask for thinly sliced. That gets
Always.
exactly where you guys want it to be, between like that shredded deli meat and way too thick from just buying the prepackaged one. Number 5, criticisms of Greg. 10 minutes apart, you guys got mad at Greg for not lying about a story with Tim Bowens and making up details. And then 10 minutes later, got mad at him for making up a story with details about umpiring. Be consistent, guys. Come on, if you're going to criticize Greg, do the things that actually should be criticized.
Fallacy and falsehoods.
Number 4.
That's not why we got mad at Greg. He didn't give us anything on the Tim Bowen story.
He was
Also
so
true.
annoying yesterday.
Number 4, the audience's favorite topics. Really glad we talked about WWE and TV rights again.
It's fair.
Really glad we did that one. Number 3, Ethan.
That was bad. That's
I
on us.
cannot believe
Jeremy, on that one, you're right.
I can't believe you guys fell for the ruse of him caring about his dog. All he wanted was to be on this show. You know how I know that? I've been him before. Number 2.
He probably tore the ACL himself.
I actually had that hypothetical question before the show today. I asked the room while you were out. I said, if Ethan knew he was going to speak so much on air, do you think he would have injured his dog sooner?
100%. 100%. Number 2, you guys didn't know there were dildos at CVS?
Nobody knows.
Got them toes.
Yeah, man.
You knew that? Mm-hmm. Nice.
Oh my God, he knows.
Who doesn't?
Number 1, Juju's best idea. You guys totally blew past this one in the post-game show. The idea of giving winners of a championship not just the big gaudy championship ring that they could leave in their home on display, but essentially a wedding band that's engraved with the team name and the year in which they win. You could even engrave it maybe with the gem that's the color of the team. I thought that was an unbelievable idea, and you guys just blew right past it.
Like
So,
the Ronaldo wedding
salute
band?
to Juju.
We could just have
Well,
like a
that
nice
one- that one's
toned
huge.
down.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm so glad we went to this.
That is a wedding ring. This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Stugotz, we're bringing out the big guns today.
Yep.
We know the big story in the sports world is Taylor Swift is going to be on with her boyfriend.
Yep.
And her boyfriend-in-law. Is that what we do? Like a brother? Like how does that go?
Future brother-in-law? I don't know.
Yeah, like how does that
Boyfriend's
go?
brother?
Yeah.
I mean,
So we had to bring out the big guns. We started out the show today. We broke Stugotz out of the box.
Yep.
And we are also bringing on Dianna Russini, senior NFL insider for The Athletic, host of Scoop City podcast. Dianna, how excited are you for Taylor Swift's appearance on the New Heights podcast? Is this taking over all of your time? Is this consuming your thoughts today?
I'm very excited to see them together and to dissect every single word and piece of body language to try to figure out whether or not they're going to get engaged today, tomorrow, next week. However, I love Taylor Swift. I love Travis Kelce. I'm not obsessed with their relationship though. Like I'm not. There are other celebrity couples I feel like I stalk a little bit more. They just seem great and happy, and they're not very dramatic. So I think it's going to be great, though. I want to see how Jason talks to her. Like, what's their relationship like? Because Travis is one thing, but to me, I feel like Jason's just like this Philly guy now with the family, looking at his brother like, is this real life? Is this real?
right.
So that's how I'm looking for it. But this is congrats to them. This is going to be the most listened to, watched podcast after this one today.
Who are we stalking, by the way? Celebrity
Yeah.
couples.
Yeah.
Like, who are you stalking?
Yeah, that's a good one. So I like to see what's going on with Justin Bieber and his wife a lot because they're always fighting. But then they write these. Then he writes like love songs for her,
So
and then she's
weird.
making all this money. Like, I like couples like JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette. Remember, this is really dating me. I remember as a kid loving watching them, seeing the videos of them like fighting in the park. Apparently, I'm not for love. I prefer couples trying to kill each other because that's what I relate to. Like, we fight a lot in this house. So I think those are the type of couples I gravitate towards. The lovey-dovey ones aren't really my style.
Dianna, how do you think things have changed in Justin and Haley's relationship? Because that power dynamic now seems like it's different than it was before, right? Because he was the star. She was just Stephen Baldwin's son or daughter for a little bit. But he was like the big catch. And then she has like her cosmetic line or whatever. And then that sells for like $1 billion. So now she's the breadwinner. And he's kind of fallen off a little bit. He had to sell his catalog. So he made a ton of money, but still seems like she's the one that's kind of like in the power in the relationship now. Do you think that's impacted
Great
them?
question.
Yeah, that's good. I'm 42 with 2 kids with a great job. Why do I know so much about this? The question for the team here should be, can you guys break down the Bengals defense the way that was just laid out in terms of the relationship between Justin and Haley? Because, I mean, you didn't even take a beat. You had no notes. You know what I like about their relationship? It's very cat and mouse.
Yeah.
Like, usually after you get married, the jig is up. It's like, I've seen it all. We've done it all. I like you sometimes. I hate you most of the time. There's no chase. They seem like they're still chasing one another, which is probably what makes it work. But I don't think the money, like I get what you're saying about the power dynamic because she's a billionaire now because she sold that skincare makeup line.
Yeah.
I don't think he cares about the money. I think she plays it right. I don't think she's one of these wives. I see this in football. So we can actually connect this. I think there's something to the hard to get relationships when your partner is the center of attention at all times. Like, they need something to keep their interest. And if you're just like another fan to them, I think that's when you get walked all over. So, you know, my husband does it to me. He's so mean to me on purpose because he's like, oh, you know, a couple guys think you're cute. I don't think you're that cute. You look terrible. You know, he always keeps me in check that way.
You need
it works,
that, though,
though.
right? Yeah, you need it, right?
Oh, me? It's funny. My husband's met a lot of people in football, and you know, if we have lunch or dinner with a coach or something, I always get the same thing afterwards, which is like, your husband's great, which he is. He's a really kind person, but my God, you married an ass, and it's perfect for you. Like, he knows how to just be mean to me to control it, and it drives me nuts. But obviously it's the medicine that I take.
Dianna, so let's see if you can find a football angle to this one. You mentioned having 2 kids. I want to paint a scenario for you because our host today, Jonathan Zaslow, has a 16-year-old who last night decided they had this fight with his parents. Oh, if this is how you're going to be, get out of here. And what did the 16-year-old do? He got out of here. And he left and he got in his car. And
Zaslow's
he probably
car.
went to Taco Bell.
Right.
And then he didn't come back until 3 in the morning, Dianna. And
That's not true. It was 1 a.m.
I'm sorry,
1
1
a.m.,
a.m., 1 a.m., which is still, what, 4 hours away? And Zaslow, neither Zaslow or his wife, White Tamara, were sitting on the couch waiting for his son when they got home. They were just in bed and just checked the Life 360 when they got up. So I'm just curious how you would have played that scenario if one of your children just decided up and go and take your car.
They do that. They're 4 and 2. They walk out the front door right to my right here all the time to tell me that they're leaving. And I'm not kidding. Mikey, my 4-year-old, will walk to the end of the little path and go, oh my God, there's a ghost, and run back in. They're like scared of shadows.
Are you sure it's not a real ghost though? Because kids can see things.
I know. I mean, but those boys talk a big game about wanting to leave here. The same 2 boys who literally need me to wipe them. So they're not built to live out in the wild. And I don't think his 16-year-old is either. And I think that's the reality. I think I was like, weren't you guys like that? I always wanted to run away from my parents. But then when I realized I had no money or food or phone, I was like, okay, I'll stay.
I didn't know how to cook. Where am I going to go?
hold on a second. Dianna, your phone has beeped a few
I heard
times.
4.
Is there a scoop?
What's the news?
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Is
didn't
there
turn that
news?
off.
Yeah.
No,
God,
it's
do you guys
okay. Is there?
do you guys
4 times.
remember the Salah thing last year?
Oh yeah, Dewey.
Yes.
That was awful.
Right. What happened here? Anything?
Break it right here. Let us know.
No, these are just group chats of people.
Pick up
sharing
cauliflower
things I
for
don't
dinner.
Now
need.
you got to silence those group chats.
What's your favorite
I'm
group
sorry about
chat
that.
these days?
What's the group chat conversation?
Like, what's your favorite chat that you have these days?
I would say the Scoop City group chat is pretty good because it's sometimes I wish I could take the Scoop City podcast group chat and put that on the show because everyone is just exactly who they are talking about football. Like those are the realest opinions and thoughts and ideas. I'd say my most popular one, the one that goes off the most, is between Mike Silver, Jeff Darlington, and I. That one's hot. We like to do this thing, the three
Jeff
of us.
Darlington, the golf and tennis guy?
Dude, right? Who is he now? He went from like Mr. Football to now if there's anything big at the highest level with the richest people, Jeff's on my screen.
Yeah, he got whiter.
He is the whitest person I know, which is why he fits so perfectly in those environments, and he's so good at them. And he loves it. I text him constantly while he's at these events, like, "Gosh, I am so bored watching you right now. How are you doing this?" And he's like, "Oh my gosh, I met this while I'm doing this." But yeah, we do this thing over our group chat where we like to play PR people, meaning whatever situation's going on in football, sports, world life, Hollywood celebrities, of, okay, they made this mistake. How would you react to it? And we do it constantly of, let's try to think of something right now. Is there what's out there right now that's getting a lot of attention that you're like,
Jador
"Ooh."
Sanders after the game confronting Tony Grossi.
Legendary Tony Grossi.
Good.
Yep.
Good.
Be
Okay.
careful.
So usually the way it would go is someone would send the clip and be like, "Okay, you're doing what next if you're Tony? You're doing what next if you're Cleveland?" I actually think Tony did a good job, right? Tony just came, I think he talked about it, right? Where he just was like, "Hey, I went up to him and we talked it out." And those situations are so weird when you have conflict with the player and people can see it because they don't really understand what's going on. And I think Tony tried to paint a picture of it. I was just glad that happened because the only thing that was cool, or at least that I thought was cool in Cleveland up until this point, was Mary Kay Cabot at that speech at the Hall of Fame with her absolute zinger to Bill Belichick. Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
I didn't know Mary had that in her. Like that was real. Didn't you think that was well done? Stu, did you hear it?
I did not hear it, no.
Okay, so Mary Kay Cabot is like the veteran beat reporter of the Cleveland Browns, right? So she's very good, very good.
Right.
She's all Cleveland all the time. So she's accepting her Hall of Fame award at the Hall of Fame in Canton. As I think she was like sports writer, whatever you get inducted, something I obviously will never have because I don't even know what it's called. So she was up there just talking about how when she was a young reporter, Bill would call her, Belichick, and, kind of cuss her out and basically just, he was really hard on her. And her response to it was like, "I sure hope you talk to the men like this." So she said, fast forward a few years later, she's a 28-year-old reporter covering the Browns, and she realized that the problem with her and Bill Belichick had nothing to do with the fact that she was a woman. It had to do with the fact that he couldn't connect to her because she was 28. She was too old.
That's very good. By the way, it's the Bill Nunn Award is what you were looking for.
Thanks. Is that I know I should know that as a journalist that works at The Athletic, which is owned by the New York Times.
You should know, Dianna. Stu looked that up all by himself.
I did,
Nobody
yes.
fed him that.
I had no idea.
I figured he would know, so thank you for Googling that for me.
Dianna, what's the last time, like Tony Grossi there, what's the last time you've been confronted? I mean, obviously, everyone remembers the Aaron Rodgers thing, but Aaron Rodgers didn't actually confront you face to face. Like, when's the last, unless I don't know about it.
I tried to talk to Aaron at Jets. I asked for some time with him, actually, and he had no interest. He walked away from me. Mm-hmm. That happens a lot. When's the last time I had a conflict with the player and we had to talk about it?
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel, who was amazing afterwards. I
That might be the scariest name to do a face-to-face with Debo.
Dianna, Debo wants to talk.
I'm not afraid of confrontation, which I think you guys know that about me. So I'm okay having those. I've had more with coaches, right? Because most of them are paranoid and annoyed if anything gets out. You guys remember, I think it was 2 years ago or a year ago, I was I think I talked about it on the show, where I was at the Senior Bowl, and at the time, Mike Vrabel had, he didn't have a job. He had gotten fired from the Titans. And I talked to a few people around the league, general managers who were making decisions for head coaches, about the hiring process, what people look for. And I had a few people say that, like, Mike can be very intimidating in these meetings, and he's big. Like, he's a huge human being, and he's intimidating. Everything about him is intimidating. And so I think the headline the next day, I got aggravated, you know how much we love that I called him fat, or that I said Mike Vrabel was too big to get a job. It was like, I think the New York Post ran with it. It was terrible. And so he called me, and that was not great. That was a hard one, because it wasn't my fault, right? But I had to say sorry, even though it was like, a head coach doesn't want to hear that you were aggregated, right? They're just like, figure it out. Don't be so stupid and share stuff like that. But I was trying to make a point of, hey, maybe you don't have a job because you're too big, like, because that's what people are saying. But otherwise, they haven't been too bad.
Dianna, most interesting thing in preseason week number 1 was what?
How different the league feels about Shedeur Sanders' performance compared to the rest of us.
Funny.
Chase, my colleague on Scoop City, quarterback, 14 years, studies film like a lunatic. He's like an Orlovsky. Loves it. Like, just consumes this stuff. And he was on the show with us in today's episode talking about it, and he just really liked the things that he was doing. Yet when I talk to people around the league, I don't get as much enthusiasm about what they saw from Shedeur playing the actual position. Just things that he still has to get better at, which is fine for a 5th-round pick, a rookie quarterback. But I think it may have been heightened a bit, just because I think there's a really big group of people that like Shedeur. They want to see him show the world that he deserves to be the starting quarterback in Cleveland, deserves to beat out Joe Flacco. But a lot of people shared with me, just, he has a good arm, he's got great poise, good plays with his legs, but just, poor ball security in the pocket, just a couple of those things. So I want to see if this ever levels out. That's what I want to see on Saturday when they play the Eagles. The Browns are playing at the Link at 1, to just see if Shedeur takes this next step, or if everyone sees the way I think people that are studying this stuff see it.
How much of that reaction from people around the league is the same guys who passed on him through 4 rounds?
Which was everyone.
Right, just digging in on their initial opinion.
Great
including
question.
the Browns, by the way.
Yeah, it's funny, when I was calling around, I kept that in mind. Of course, I checked in with people that I knew were in on Shedeur, we'll call it, in meaning they needed a quarterback. But I kept it pretty broad. I asked a lot of people on purpose, because I wasn't sure from watching myself. Based on social media and the Nike ad, I'm like, I guess it was great. And then, I think they have a really interesting situation there in Cleveland. I don't think it's going to be easy waters to navigate, because there's going to be this pressure to put him out there, because he's electric, because he's got this energy about him. He's got this following, but I don't necessarily believe that always means that that's the best choice. So I think unless if he takes some big step here coming up in this game, then I could see them maybe considering it. But for right now, from what I understand and from talking to enough people around the league, I think Shedeur Sanders stays, on the depth chart in the spot he's in right now. I don't foresee him moving up anywhere.
Why do you hate J.J. McCarthy?
Oh my God.
You hate J.J. McCarthy?
What's your problem with J.J.?
So I'm going to Minnesota tonight. I can't wait. I feel like I'm going to land at the airport and people are going to throw eggs in my face. By the way, leave it to me to fight with the nicest fan base in America.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
of course.
Yes.
Is that a known thing that Viking fans are the nicest fan base? I didn't know that.
Oh my God, they're like the people from Minnesota
Very
are
nice.
unbelievable. Like even the staff in Minnesota, like you talk about fighting, it's impossible to fight with people with the coaching staff and with the PR people there. It's like a Minnesota nice thing. Obviously, East Coast people were a little bit more direct. We'll scream in your face. We'll love you and hug you later, but we share how we feel. Minnesota just does, I think they feel the same rage we feel, but they just don't say it. But it's part of the reason why I love going to Minnesota is because I'm like, wow, so this is a world where people are kind. So yeah, in the off season, I think I got on their bad side because there was a time where Minnesota was having conversations about bringing in Aaron Rodgers. And I made the mistake of doing Dan Patrick's show. That wasn't the mistake. I love Dan. It was Dan set me up on purpose and said, all right, take a guess right now. If you had to guess, Aaron Rodgers will play where? This is just a guess. And as a reporter, when you guess, people think that's you saying that's what's going to happen. And I took a beat and I said, Dan, I think that Aaron Rodgers will somehow wind up in Minnesota.
That's a report.
Hater.
Why do you hate JJ
Headline,
McCarthy?
Russini says Rodgers.
That's a bad job by Dan Patrick, by the way. I mean,
I texted his people. I was like, never again. No more guessing questions. No, and I do really enjoy that show. And he asks questions like you do, Stu, just things that are hard and I'm never going to come out on top, but I enjoy the challenge. Because even this show, I will get aggregated from this afterwards, right? It'll be like, Russini hates Minnesota. She thinks Shedeur Sanders should be cut. Like, whatever. So it'll happen. Send them to me afterwards. Can't wait. Love my job. So I think what happened, I think Minnesota Viking fans took that as me going, the Vikings are out on JJ. Whereas I was trying to say, look, this team is built to win a Super Bowl. This is a young quarterback coming off a significant injury who's essentially in his rookie season now. Why not take a shot at Aaron Rodgers?
Sounds like you hate him.
yeah.
I can't wait to see him because, he sees it. Like, what am I going to say? Like, hi, I have nothing to apologize for.
You were doing your job. That's it. I mean,
Dianna, it seems as though.
What if he yelled? What if he just comes up to me? What if this is the conflict? Like he's just I don't know what a man would do to a female. Like I don't think he's gonna swing at me, but what would be funny?
It's unlikely. It's unlikely he'll swing.
It'd be a story if
Yeah,
he did.
yeah. It would
Definitely.
Unlikely.
What would be funny if he started dancing, like a dance routine? I'm just trying to find something funny that he could do.
Something just bizarre.
Dianna, it would seem as though the NFL media is more locked into Shedeur than the number one pick. Usually the number one pick making his debut at that position gets the NFL Network treatment. It's kind of quiet around Cameron Ward, and I know...
You're calling it Cameron? You're in on Cameron?
Well, one of my theories there is that there was already a Cam that played quarterback relatively recently, and he's not at the point in his career where you can just go Cam and everybody knows what you're talking about.
So for now, he's Cameron?
He's got to earn being the universal Cam, and that's a long way to go for Cameron Ward. And he very clearly wants to be called Cameron, so I'm going to try my best to adhere to it. Made some nice throws. I know from being down here, knowing how he can change a program and the type of leader that he is, and I'm wondering if there's any chatter around Titans camp that they may have gotten a really, really good one.
Maybe a rap battle?
You're so right. He owns the title of least talked about quarterback, but that doesn't mean he's not doing great things. I can tell you Tennessee is really happy with where he's at in terms of his development and this transition period where this is so important for these quarterbacks to get adjusted to the NFL. I was in Denver 2 weeks ago with Bo Nix, and we were talking about how different it is in year two. And it's just so funny, it's just like anything. When you think about when we all got our jobs, where we're at now, that first year, you thought you knew what you're doing, but you had no idea. Like when you look back after the second year. So I think there's a lot of just learning, absorbing large amounts. I do think they have a great head coach for that. Anytime I've asked players about what his coaching style is, I always hear teacher with Callahan. Like, he's really good with quarterbacks specifically. So I think he's in good hands from that perspective. You know, I don't know how the rest of this roster is going to look and shake out. But in terms of his development, I've heard nothing but great things. It's just we're not talking about him enough because there's no drama. This is how we started this conversation. Like, the most interesting relationships, the most interesting things are the ones that have the drama. And there's no drama in Tennessee, which is, I can tell you, they love it this way.
I think there's so much attention around Shedeur Sanders, Mike, that there's none being given to Cameron Ward, and I think that kind of helps him out.
The metrics
Okay,
bear
so
it out.
let's play the game that I play with Silver and Darlington. How would you help the situation in Tennessee so we start paying attention to Cam?
Oh, I think his play will make people pay attention. No one's going to give them a snowball's chance in hell week one.
And because Shedeur's not going to start week one, so
They brought in Flacco. It's pretty common knowledge that Flacco's going to start.
Do you think Shedeur will start this year?
I think at some point, yeah, because they're going to be bad and
Yes.
people are going to be clamoring for it. And at that point, you need to see what the kid's got. I don't know if he plays before Dylan Gabriel, but I think
They
he
have
plays.
5 kids.
Historically, we've all seen the jerseys. Chances are all 4 of them are getting in at one point. Kenny Pickett's going to get a run too. But I think Cameron Ward's play is going to dictate the narrative, and I think it sets up nicely. People are underestimating them. They play in a division that if they make slight augmentations and improvements, they can make a run inside of that division.
Listen to you.
If he has a good performance week one against, we all acknowledge Denver's a loaded team this year, has a good defense. If he looks the part, then people are going to talk about him. It's a weird place that no one's talking about a Heisman Trophy finalist that was a number 1 overall draft pick, but I'm sure he's actually reveling in that.
I still think Tennessee has been ignored because they've lacked identity over the last few years, right? At one point they were these tough, relentless, smart players. Derrick Henry was the star. Obviously, they were in the AFC Championship game when Ryan Tannehill was there. But that feels like a decade ago. It wasn't. It was, 5-6 years ago now. But I think this is an opportunity for Tennessee to get back on the map because there's a reason we're not paying attention because we're not really sure what they are. And I think that to me has to be the biggest priority for that team is who are the Tennessee Titans of 2025? And it's got to be more than just the fact that we've got the number 1 overall pick. It's just got to be better than that. Essentially, the Houston Texans are going to be good this year. They're going to be very good. Like, C.J. Stroud is not going to look the way he did last year. Not from what I'm hearing. I've heard he's had a great camp.
Dianna, I saw something on the TV screens here that was kind of jarring. It was Jeff Saturday saying, quote, "I love what the Jets are doing."
Enough.
And so question number 1 here, as we look at the tighten up guy with the flag trying to get that
Just
thing
couldn't
right.
figure out this flag.
I
We
mean,
tried it 4 different ways. Still, now it's
day.
backwards, dude. It's just like, you got this, man. There we go.
You guys take commercials?
No, we just have picture-in-picture. We're very ADD around here. Can't
somewhere
really
to go?
focus. So, Dianna, what are the Jets doing? Because I only know about the Detroit Lions. And secondly, should Stugotz be excited?
No.
Because Jeff Saturday said this.
I think this is camp and everyone's excited because there's been a change there. And I can tell you that is true, right? This is different than the Saleh years. Just from an accountability standpoint, that's what Aaron Glenn, we just talked about the Titans, about what they are. Aaron Glenn is not struggling in the space of what the heck the Jets are going to be. They know what that is already. They've set that standard, which I think is a good start for them. This is going to be Justin Fields, though. It's going to come down to that. And it's been up and down. It's from what I'm hearing, it's, a couple good days and then just not great at all. And look, I don't think this is going to be some tremendous year for the New York Jets. No way. But I do love the fact that this feels like this could be a good building block towards something in the future. They have players. Like, it's not that they lack talent.
You
but
said
if they
love. So did Jeff Saturday. So apparently people love the Jets this year.
No, but the problem is every 3 years the Jets hire a new head coach and they're headed in the right direction. Every 3 years the Jets, no one has been headed in the right direction more so over NFL history than the New York Jets. Why? Because those are the things you say when you get a new head coach who gave up 45 points as a coordinator for the Lions.
Well, the only thing I don't love about how Aaron Glenn is doing things is whenever I've covered Detroit, it's always he's such a good hands-on coach. He knows the defense so well. His ability to coach is his strength, right? And I'm not looking past that. I'm highlighting it. But he's not going to be doing that as the head coach from what I understand. Yes, he's the head coach, but that special sauce that he has, I don't know if he's going to be able to continue doing that the way we saw him do it in Detroit and what's made him so good. Now, in the same regard, I have heard optimistic things coming out of Florham Park already, but I don't know. Stu, I'm with you. It's
right, exactly.
It's so hard this time of year to really figure out.
Justin Fields is their quarterback.
Well, how do they plan on using Justin Fields?
You know what's so fun? Stu, I'm so glad you said that because I am a sucker for that too. Sometimes I forget what the reality is, right? Because I get excited about pieces or things I'm hearing or a couple good plays I'll watch. And then it's like, wait. What are we talking about here? Like Joe Flacco's the starting quarterback in Cleveland and we think they're going to be good? Like you once you stop for a second and take a breath and go, okay, what is the realistic situation?
But Dianna, they brought in Justin Fields because he's reputed to be one of those guys that, for whatever reason, because of the stops that he's been at before, I assume, and the situation that he was in with Russell Wilson in the same quarterback room, is this guy didn't get a real extended shot at the position. But I'm curious as to how they're going to use him because oftentimes when guys that are that mobile, and he is a special kind of athlete, I think he had the second greatest rushing yard total ever at the position. Sometimes they try to prove to the doubters that they can be passers. Justin Fields is at the point in his career where he's got to lean into his elite skill set, and that's being a runner. Now, that's a dangerous position for a quarterback. You take a pounding. But is he of the mindset that he's going to do what helps his team win? Right now, we have very little evidence that's with his arm. We have a lot of evidence that the best shot that they have is with his feet.
Yep. And it just made me think because you're talking about that whenever you talk about a guy that's going to run a lot, you immediately think, all right, who's the backup?
Right.
Because, we run into it's Tyrod Taylor, right? Who can do a good job running the offense. And I feel like he's been around for 900 years. But yeah, of course they're going to tap into that. I'm curious to see what this coaching staff's going to do with him. Let's go back to Pittsburgh. There was a very strong, vibe that Justin was the better quarterback over Russell Wilson in camp. I remember being in Pittsburgh and I felt something weird going on there where it felt like half the team wanted Justin, the other half wanted Russ. Obviously, Mike Tomlin went with what he wanted, which was Russell. But there were things that he was doing that Justin was doing well. And not to get too introspective on it, but I wonder how much of that experience has affected him now being the starter, because I know that was hard for him. When he did the work, he was playing very well in Pittsburgh. And his journey's been hard. It hasn't exactly been blockbuster, as we know. So I'm hoping to see just like a tough guy that wants to prove to the world that Chicago should have never gave up on him. That's what I want to see.
I'm hoping to see Tyrod Taylor.
If we're seeing Tyrod Taylor.
What do you mean? We have a chance.
Okay, what if all right, let's just say it's October.
Right.
First week of October.
Yeah.
And it's obvious the quarterback's situation is not good.
Yeah.
How would you feel about Kirk Cousins coming to New York?
What's my record?
Well, if the quarterback situation is not good, you have a record.
Well, that's not always the case.
Not always the
Remember
case.
that time when the quarterback situation was bad and we were a good team?
Let's
Yeah,
just
not
say
always-
you're
it's not always the case.
You're 500.
Just
but
not always the case. So.
Mike Tomlin makes it to the playoffs in that situation.
Right. Yes, with
Grossman
Mason
was in a Super
Rudolph.
Bowl.
I mean, what's the matter with you? Say sorry.
What if Derek Carr comes out of retirement? Would you take that?
Is that a thing?
No.
Okay.
That's not a thing.
I mean,
All right.
maybe.
But I have heard Kirk Cousins recently. People are looking at Matthew Stafford's health. This is a big contract. How difficult is that going to be to move? Because Kirk Cousins is always the first guy that people go to as if someone needs a quarterback, and you just did it. Kirk Cousins is going to be the one that's available.
Yeah, he's the most, we'll call it, available because we know he doesn't want to be there.
Right, but
And-
it's a huge contract. How does it get moved?
Yeah.
What does it look like?
It's the New York Jets willing to take on that salary that Arthur Blank in Atlanta does not want to pay. And usually when these trades happen, there's usually some type of an agreement. I'll take on 70% of it, and you take 30, and whatever the math is. From what I understand, that the teams that have called just to poke around, the Falcons are like, come up big and we'll talk. But until a team does that, and desperate teams tend to do that, so it would come down to how desperate the Jets would be and what they'd be willing to spend, and if they even have the ability to do it in order to make a move like that. But let's say you do that and you make all that happen. I mean, do you feel good that Kirk Cousins at this point in his life could give the Jets a chance?
I would feel good about it. I would think the reason I asked the record is the Jets would only do that if they felt like they had a chance to make it to the playoffs, right? Otherwise, why would you do that? There'd be no reason. But if we were flirting with a playoff spot and we got Kirk Cousins halfway through the season, I'd feel pretty good about my chances.
And that's also a situation if you're flirting with a playoff spot, that means your quarterback position has been performing pretty well. I mean, it stands to reason, unless you're Mike Tomlin.
I think you guys are forgetting Trent Dilfer, Brad Johnson. There have been some bad quarterbacks who have made it to a Super Bowl and bad quarterbacks who have won a Super Bowl.
Unloaded teams.
Yeah, Nick Foles. Right?
Unloaded teams, though. A team.
Bob Greasy.
Has it ever happened for a team that people pick to finish bottom of the division?
Stu, it's unbelievable. You really can't get a win here with this team. No. And I know how excited you were when Aaron joined. Like, I remember being on the show 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And you weren't grainy. All right, let's not get crazy.
I was pretty excited. I was. I mean.
So was I.
Yes.
Because the idea of it was perfect, and I thought they did the right thing. I still say they did the right thing back. I mean, obviously they did not based on what we saw, but we did not know he was going to get hurt.
Right.
The injury just.
They did the right thing. I mean, we're playing the result, and I love to do that, but they did the right thing at the time. Aaron Rodgers was available, and he wanted to be a New York Jet.
Yeah.
Right.
My foot has fallen asleep 3 times during this interview. I don't know what that means, but.
Stand up real quick.
It's a second it's a second very clear message that she doesn't want to be here for the whole segment.
Just shake it out.
Never been asked for a commercial break before.
You guys take commercials?
I forgot I'm not wearing dress pants. So sorry, I'm wearing just like gym shorts. Have you noticed there's like a
could have been
trend
worse
right now?
It could have been worse.
Yeah, true. There's like a trend right now with men on TV where like I see Dan and Adam, like it's like cool to just go on TV like that. Like why? Like I come on the show a lot. I always have lipstick on or I brush my hair because I don't know. I'm at work, but I feel like the cool thing now is to like be sloppy.
So Stugotz, is that the cool thing?
I've been doing it for decades.
I feel like I'm going to start doing the show like this.
Yeah, just like that. Yeah.
Once a week, like, let's talk ball, boys. What do we got?
I like it.
Dianna, are we watching the end of Matthew Stafford's career right now?
Yeah. Yes, because of his age. I don't think it's because the injury is going to be the. I mean, look, he's been dealing with back. It's very hard to be
sloppy.
Someone just got a
Are you
picture.
getting the pins and needles now? Where are we on the foot sleep phase?
You gave the foot away for free.
Somebody just screen grabbed. I hope you know.
Is that an age thing? Like, where did this go? Like, why is my leg? Is this bad circulation?
I mean, it depends on how you sit, but yes, it's just largely bad circulation.
Yeah.
Eventually, you got to get some blood flow into the puppies.
I used to get this when I was pregnant. Oh, God.
Whoa.
Wow.
Revelation, mark it down.
Wow. Possible?
Oh,
do we need to take a test? Do we need a commercial
Deep
break?
in thought.
Commercial break feels like that.
Deep in thought.
Huh.
No.
Okay.
No?
Maybe?
You sure?
Maybe?
Possibly.
Can't.
If you have to think that hard.
I like the feeling when something falls asleep.
She might be pregnant, Chris. That's what we're doing right
Are you?
She hasn't felt this since she was pregnant, and she's feeling it again.
One last football question before you go.
She's doing that.
If there's reason for doubt in Detroit, it's because they lost their 2 coordinators to be head coaches elsewhere. It's been theorized that Dan Campbell is exactly where he wants because he likes being underestimated, and he's a lot smarter when it comes to these things than people give him credit for.
What are you doing?
Man,
what are you? You know I'm the Detroit Lions expert in all of sports.
Come on.
Why are we even asking Dianna this question?
Hold on, we have
How do you
imaging.
not
I was
see
thinking the
my
same
blue?
thing.
Hold on, we have imaging.
That's it. That's
Go
all
ahead,
I
I
got.
guess-
Thank you, Dianna. Although I was kind of bummed out. Like, Honolulu Blue is not something I have the closet full of. But I wore this one today, and I get into the office, and Billy over there wears a better shade of blue. He's got the UCLA blue over there, and I'm just like, come on, man. You know what we're doing here. All right, so real quick with our Detroit Lions Minute. To answer your question there, Mike, yes, the coordinator thing is a problem. This week against the Dolphins actually might be interested because they're testing their toughness against the Dolphins. So they're trying to figure out if their issues in camp are real or fake, and they're trying to test it against the Dolphins. Pretty sure they're going to be fake. Also, did you know that Jared Goff compared Aiden Hutchinson to Aaron Donald this week? Imagine if you get a full year of Aaron Donald.
Wow.
And Dianna, my question to you is, I already subscribed to the Detroit Free Press. I did not subscribe yet to the Detroit News. Their stories seem pretty similar. Do you subscribe to every freaking newspaper? How do you do this?
So I work for a newspaper. It's the New York Times. So I love reading our people. We have the best reporters. So down you subscribe to The Athletic, right?
Yeah, sure.
Duh.
Especially
Guys.
now after the Pablo announcement.
Guys, you better. Everyone here.
As a company,
better send
we
me a
do.
We
screen
do.
grab.
We do.
Of your subscription. And if you don't, I'll give you a secret password that you can use. So yeah, no, it's so funny you say that. I'm sure you guys have those things on your phone where you can see like all the times your credit card charges. And I have a million different newspapers. Like there has to be a better way to do this because I'm the same way you are. I love to consume as much as I can. So I'm probably spending thousands of dollars a month on just reading every newspaper.
Yeah, that's not worth it. You can go ahead and cancel your 2 Detroit newspaper subscriptions because I got that whole beat covered for the entire country, all right?
Why don't we do this? Why don't you and I just start a text exchange and just give me everything I need to know? So just save me some time. Plus I'm busy, so I
Done.
really don't have all the
Honolulu
time.
Blue Chat starting.
Let's
Good.
do it. I'm in.
Great job, Dianna. Scoop City Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us.
I will see you guys at the start of the season.
All
I
right.
look forward to it.
Good luck with the pregnancy test.
Ooh.
We got a boldest take of the day, right, Chris Cody? What do we got here, man?
Oh, I love the boldest take. The audience, Dan likes to criticize it, but I think they brought it strong all year. It's the boldest, it's the Boost Mobile boldest take presented by Boost Mobile, the newest 5G network in the country.
Hey, this is Jake calling from my cell phone. And my hot take is if you've played pinball on one machine, you've played pinball on every machine. Thanks.
This little dude on a mobile. My hot take is that the NFL should move the PAT back to the 3-yard line and require the player scoring the touchdown to make the attempt. I'll hang up and listen.
Hey everybody, this is Joe on one of those Army field phones. I just wanted to say I wish bakeries sold bread by the slice. Like, I just want a couple sandwiches right now. I don't need nor want a full loaf. Thank you.
Hey, Jack calling on the Rotary. Nooks and crannies. I've heard of a nook, but does anybody ever have a cranny? I'll hang up and listen. Hey guys, Travis from Fort Myers calling from a Rotary phone. First time, good time. Hey, I've got a strictly South Florida take for you. Tyreek Hill is the Jimmy Butler of the NFL. I'll hang up and listen.
Hi, this is Zach on the Telegraph Machine, and I got a Lebo's mind bender for you. Would you rather embark on the Oregon Trail or travel across the Atlantic on the Mayflower? Thanks. Hey, the whales. Say the teachers.
At what age do you start to enjoy playing pinball? Because I remember when I would go to the arcade, like my father would go right to the pin. That's a dad's game, pinball. I want to play the video games.
Right.
But then you get to a certain age, you realize, you know what? Pinball is pretty fun.
I used to think there was like this crazy special skill to pinball, and I'm just like, man, if I start working this machine, am I going to embarrass myself? And every time like the ball went or I lost a turn or whatever, I'd kind of look around and be like, anybody notice that? Because that was embarrassing.
There are people that are much better at it.
Of course.
You know, it's got to be a skill, but there are times where it just goes right down the middle, and you're like, what am I supposed to do about this? I can't. It doesn't. The laws of physics do not apply.
That's when I need somebody else there to confirm that they saw. Did you see that? I couldn't do anything about that. Don't call me a loser.
I don't think I've played a pinball machine since I was like 8.
Really?
Not for me.
What's the ultimate dad arcade game?
Papa
Pac-Man.
Shot. Papa Shot.
Miss Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah.
For me, it's Papa Shot.
Yeah.
Golden Tee's up there.
Golden Tee, love it.
On Miss Pac-Man, every time you go up a level and you get that little thing that they do, the little song and dance, you got to wait. You got to kind of lean to the side and play it really cool. Be like, you see this? You guys see this? I just made the next level.
I think I got you guys beat. I think the ultimate dad arcade game is Galaga.
Granddad.
It makes sense because my dad has a Miss Pac-Man half and then Galaga machine.
Right.
That's the machine my dad has.
Those are the two games.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe skee ball.
Which one's Galaga? Is that the one where you shoot
Yes.
the little
Yes.
spaceships
Yeah.
as they come closer
You're
and
nailing
closer?
it.
Yeah,
to
but
you?
when you
Okay.
get double
did
Galaga,
perfect.
Yeah.
you are unstoppable.
You want to
Yes.
get captured.
Right.
That's a veteran
You want
move.
to, yes.
You know, if you're playing Galaga
This
for
is
the
new
first
information for
time
me.
and your son is next to you, you show him, watch this.
Right.
And then he's like, whoa, why are you letting their laser beam come and suck you up? No, son. This is the move. I'm getting captured on purpose,
Right.
and now I'm going to get the double shooter.
Yeah, but then
Yes.
you're more vulnerable because you're wider, so it's easier.
No,
to
but once you get the
shot.
double shooter, no. I mean, you're
I mean,
unstoppable
trust
for
me,
a good
you're talking
15
to a guy,
seconds.
I
Right.
have Galaga. I know this game.
It's the only way to win is to have the double shooter.
What
I
about
know.
that Centipede game? Is it's fairly similar, but is it
I don't know what
better
game
than
you're
you don't know
talking
which one? What about Dig Dug?
Oh, Dig Dug classic.
That might be a little older though, and I don't think it's arcade. I think that's more Nintendo or at home, maybe even Atari.
How is Donkey Kong not in this discussion?
This is different. That's like we're talking arcades. For
No,
me,
Donkey Kong was absolutely in the arcade.
What?
For me,
Absolutely.
Donkey Kong is N64. Like
Yep.
maybe you guys,
What?
yeah, like that's where I
Donkey
think of
Kong
Donkey.
64 is another answer.
Right.
As soon as you start putting numbers on the station, on the things you're playing on, next
I don't think I've
generation,
ever
not for me.
played Donkey Kong at an arcade.
This is
I'm not
older than that
saying
Facebook
you're wrong.
conversation.
Donkey Kong introduced the world to Super Mario.
That's right.
Like, I know, Jeremy, you're saying that this is like a very old person conversation,
It
arcades,
is.
but and I'm going to sound really old when I say this too. This generation, you have no idea how great going to the arcade
so
was.
good.
It was the greatest
Collected
activity
tickets, I
you
mean-
could do on the weekend with your friends is go to the arcade.
I went to
Arcades
the
is-
arcade. I understand how great it is.
There's
I'm
still
just
a
saying,
thing.
like,
I
they
like
could still exist.
It's a Saturday night like week dinner, and then an arcade with my kid. Like
Little-
that's like a thing.
Little
I think
putt-putt?
the Galaga is really what he's saying is like the Facebook of the conversation.
No, the
You know,
Donkey Kong not being on 64. Like saying that 64, Nintendo 64 is too old
Yeah,
or too
you start putting
young
numbers on
for
it.
you.
Atari,
is rough.
Nintendo, Sega Genesis, PlayStation. You
Texas
start putting numbers on
Instruments.
it, you're done.
You had that Texas Instrument?
I had a calculator that was Texas Instruments.
I had that Texas
And
Instrument.
graphing calculator.
So, Billy, what is going on with Shohei Ohtani?
dude, that's the question. Where there's smoke, there's fire. With
I'm
the
getting the
Shohei.
impression.
Why he asked it, I mean.
I'm getting the impression. I want you to explain this to me, but I'm getting the impression Shohei Ohtani might be a troublemaker.
Either that or he has a terrible vetting system. Can we at least agree on that?
No.
At the very least,
Well,
he just kind of, oh, you got a business idea? I like it. I'm in.
so Shohei is now being sued. Shohei and a partner of his is being sued for quote unquote sabotaging a real estate deal in Hawaii, and they're being sued for $250 million. Or I think it was a $250 million sabotage that they accused him of. We're a year removed from the Ipe situation where it was not Shohei's fault. It was Ipe's fault.
That's the partner's name, Fall Guy. Yeah.
Now we have another situation here with Shohei, and I'm starting to kind of wonder what's going on with this Shohei. You know what I don't understand? $700 million seems like enough money to not be involved in these shenanigans.
Well, but he doesn't have the 700. Remember, base salary is like $1 million.
No, but it's not. It's like $1 million from the Dodgers, and then like
He's
60.
struggling right now, Billy.
It's like $60 million in like endorsement deals that he's making. So he's still making a ton of money. Why is he doing this stuff?
So he's being accused of
Sabotage.
But why would he sabotage? Why would he want to sabotage a deal that he willingly entered into?
Because he's Shohei Ohtani. He's just a bad boy. He's an international bad boy that just likes going around doing bad boy things.
He's a fall guy.
But he's not going to light his own money on fire. What didn't he? What's the allegation of what he didn't uphold?
The allegation is that Shohei and his agent got 2 real estate investors fired from a $240 million luxury housing development in Hawaii, and their coveted Hapuna Coast that they brought him in to endorse. According to the lawsuit filed in Hawaii Circuit Court on Friday, Ohtani's agent increasingly demanded concessions from developer, and they're both their names, before demanding that their business partner drop them from the deal.
It says that the lawsuit alleges Ohtani and his agent, quote, exploited their celebrity leverage to destabilize and ultimately dismantle the plaintiff's role in the project for no reason other than their own financial self-interest. That
seems like a dick move, I would say.
It seems very one-sided, as a lawsuit would be, being filed by somebody else. It's just odd that Shohei Ohtani is in the news cycle the second he becomes a Dodger, because it was so quiet around this guy. He's been in the majors for a very long time. And it's been like a weird 16 months for Shohei Ohtani.
Like, are we going to learn he's like a kingpin?
No, it also sounds like if you look at the suit, it's his agent that they're really. You think Ohtani is sitting there saying, no, if we're going to do this real estate deal, we need this and this.
Right.
Of course it's the agent.
Here we go
It's
again.
very convenient for Ohtani, though.
It's never him. It's always everyone around him.
It does seem like he's a mark and he's being taken advantage of by people around him.
You're the mark if you believe that. He's the one that you're telling you guys, no, it's not me. Everyone's just poor old me, Shohei Ohtani. Everyone's taking advantage of me. Watch me pitch 2 innings. Watch me hit home runs. Watch me not steal bases this season.
I feel like all these things happening to Shohei are what would happen to me if I had $700 million.
Again, only $1 million base salary.
Like gambling scandal, this is like what would happen to me.
What would happen to you? So the Powerball last night was
you got an idea? I'm in.
$500 million. What would you have done
I'm
had
listening.
you won the $500 million?
Gambled a ton.
Because it seems like
gambling. I would have stressed getting it. Do I have to go to Tallahassee? Who am I going to tell? I would just start.
Do you take the lump
stressing.
sum or you take it over?
Oh, you got to go lump
Yeah,
sum.
You have to. I agree.
Why is this even a discussion?
But I do like kind of the idea of the Bobby Bonilla type. Every year I get X $17 million. That's a nice little yearly contract.
I've got Shohei Ohtani signing this contract for whatever it was, $1 billion, and then moving to Los Angeles and having all these new friends and him being like, man, this country's awesome. Everybody's so nice here. As soon as I move to Los Angeles, everybody wants to be my friend.
Stugotz, you win the $500 million Powerball. You making this drive?
No.
If I don't do the lump sum and something does my family get it if something happens to me forever? Because I might not do the lump sum. If it's just something I can guarantee my family will get $27 million
it's a good
year
question.
For the next.
I think it's until you die.
I think you have one person that you can bequeath it to.
You
or
can
whatever.
hand it over.
You know what?
Bequeath.
Then I might not do it. Actually, I might go the.
So
you take the lump sum.
The slow burn.
It also depends on how you go.
Oh.
Keep in mind, if you're doing something that is expressly against your contract.
Yeah, I don't do anything no bungee jumping for me.
You're not gonna have a contract with the state lottery.
No. I mean, you were right. I'm sorry. I thought I was doing the Ohtani thing. My bad.
Yeah. I think if you win, I think that I read one time if you win $10,000, the lottery for life or whatever, one of those where it's $10,000 a week for the rest of your life. I think that it's the rest of your life or 30 years or something. And if you die before 30 years, someone else will get it for the 30 years. But if you live longer than the 30 years,
you have to assign someone,
you can keep getting it. Yeah.
Right, like a family member.
Who will I
assign a young person that you think will live
Jeremy,
30
you got
years.
it.
You would give it to Jeremy.
Really?
Who do you
I really
think would
appreciate
waste the
that.
money worse, Jeremy or Chris?
I think we know that question.
Well, I mean, but Jeremy would waste it on charity. You would
That's
waste
true.
it on fun stuff.
That's
you know?
right. That's right.
Dude,
I would
have
waste
so much fun.
Does anybody else that always keep an unchecked lottery ticket in their car just to have the hope of, hey, I might be riding on $1 million right now?
Just an empty
Don't know it.
Just an empty
Probably
Celsius
not.
can.
But if I check it, it's going to be amazing.
So apparently, you can be incarcerated, and depending on the state, most states allow for the lottery payments to continue to an incarcerated winner.
Florida allows it. We're not one of the ones that's nope, too much.
But you're in prison.
Yeah, what are you going to do with all that money?
Right.
Does everyone here play lottery every now and then?
No, it's got to be like 500 million.
I play it all the time.
I never play lottery.
I love a good scratch.
I don't believe in it.
It's
I
got to be
never
making
gonna
news.
win.
I have to see it in the news of how big it is.
You don't
No,
believe
man, my dad has influenced me in the weirdest ways. Whenever I drive long distances,
You have major daddy issues.
I think I'm probably Stugotz. I think you would follow me on this. Whenever I see some hole in the wall gas station
Yep.
in some town called O'Dallabankster.
You feel like that's where the winner
That's
comes
where the
from?
winning tickets are.
Absolutely.
I love this. I like that a lot.
You got to search around. Listen, they're not in Parkland. I can tell you that.
But you
They're
get
not
to
in Boca.
pick your numbers.
No, that's not how it works. This guy doesn't get it. He doesn't play. He doesn't know what he's talking
There's been a
about.
few in that Los Angeles area recently, but I like driving through a town and,
Yes.
and
You
you're
have
thinking
to.
like, this sounds like a lottery winner town.
That's the dream. That's the dream. Is you go and you buy a ticket abroad somewhere, like in a different state or whatever, and that's where you win. And then, like, no one down here in South Florida is like, oh, someone won in South Carolina. It's like, well, I don't know anyone in South Carolina. And boom, it was.
That's
your
why I
neighbor
don't
who was
play.
on a
I don't
road
know
trip.
anyone that's ever won
No,
lottery.
but when you're driving through South Carolina, you buy the winning ticket there.
Right.
You go, you claim it there. No one here in South Florida that knows you assumes you bought a ticket in South Carolina. It's the perfect crime. No one's going to know that you won.
And if you keep the unchecked ticket in your car the entire time, right? And then you hear on the news, oh, there's an unacclaimed $10 million prize in South Carolina. You're like, that could be me. And then you check your ticket and you're a millionaire.
But then do you have to go back to the state?
Is that like a hassle for the
yeah,
$10 million?
yeah.
Do you not want to do that? You can leave it.
I'm going to go back to South Carolina for 10
busy,
mil.
you know?
Gotta go back to Columbia, South Carolina.
They got
to
something going
reclaim
on.
$500 million.
They'll never sell it in Colombia.
What if you win the lotto, Izzy, and you have like $1 million ticket? Not like the main prize, but you win like one of those, like, oh, you got all the numbers but the Powerball. You have like $1 million ticket that you just haven't checked, and eventually you tossed it out or like expired after 90 days or whatever. Like, how would you deal
you
with
never
the fact?
toss it out. I have this dream, right?
But they expire.
Do they?
Yeah.
I think so.
You only
yeah.
have a certain amount of time to claim it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got to check that date. So I will put expiration dates. I'll put alerts on my calendar. But I have a dream. Do you know the little checked things, right, where you can just boop, do the little barcode and it tells you what you won? Well, I don't think those things are set up to say you've just won $1 million. I think it'll say see cashier. And so every time that I get one and it's just like kind of messed up and it says see cashier, I'm just like, is this the one? Is this the one? And it's just like, no, there's nothing there.
Powerball and Mega Millions usually give you 180 days to a year, depending on the state that you're in.
Right.
Most state lotteries give you between 90 days and 1 year.
Hold on a second. How could they give you up to a year if sometimes you have to split it with other people?
I don't know how that works.
That's your business.
All right,
Right.
hang on.
Right?
Well,
No,
No,
it's
no,
not your
hold on.
business
When
because you
you
have to
s-
split the total.
No, but the lottery knows how many winners there are, and they know how they have to split it up.
Oh, okay. That's
So
a good
the
point.
person who won doesn't bring the ticket back, just doesn't get their
okay.
money.
So
right?
so they still have to split it per how many winners there are.
Correct,
It's just a matter of
yes.
whether you're going to claim
Which is a
your-
scam. If
Right,
you
okay.
did win the lottery and have to share it, check in a year later. Hey, did those other folks claim
Yeah.
their prize? Because if not, it's got to come to me.
What are you doing with the rest of that loot? Can't just go to waste.
I love Izzy always thinking he has a chance.
I mean, that's what life is, right? You always want to have hope. Just keep it in your car. Don't check it.
I know it's like state run, but like somebody in the lotto that's like got the like they play the lotto, right? Just if they win it, then they don't have to give any money out.
What?
I don't know if
Follow me here.
I don't know if there
I
might
don't
be
think
rules.
if you work for the lottery, you could play the lottery.
If I
don't
was like,
think
let's
so.
say I'm the house, and it's like, okay, if you win the
I
lottery,
think
have to
I think they
pay
made
it
a
out.
movie about
I think
that
this
one
is
time.
why you haven't met any lottery winners, because it's only the people who work in lottery
what
and
I'm
they
saying.
don't actually share the money with anybody else.
I'm on to you, Lotto.
So yesterday, this is a true story, all right? I'm surprised it's taking me this long to bring it up. I ordered Uber Eats yesterday, and I got a little bit of a problem.
Ty?
For yourself or for the family? Were you doing
Just for
free
myself.
will?
It was one of those nights. Well, I don't know if you heard, but my son, he dipped last
Right.
night. He went on his own and went to the Taco Bell drive-thru, all right?
What did you get?
Upon running away. Thai food. That's now, I don't order Thai food through Uber Eats, okay?
Rookie
you order
move.
straight
Dangerous
from
game.
the place,
Yeah.
all right? But I ordered Uber Eats last night, Chipotle, all right? Ordered Chipotle.
Was this because your son went to a Taco Bell and you're like, I want a more upscale concept?
One upped them.
No, this was before
You get that Adobe Ranch for
This
$1?
was earlier in the night.
Do you consider that running away from home? Like, if you relive this story in 5 years, you say, remember that time you ran away from home?
No, he went to his friend's house to play poker. Like, he didn't run away from
Poker,
home.
wow.
Who is this
Gambling,
kid?
too. Jeez Louise.
This kid seems awesome.
Anyway, so I
So
ordered
much cooler than Dad.
I ordered Uber Eats last night from Chipotle. Got myself, like, the crux of my order. I got a quesadilla, all right? And in the way that they deliver the quesadilla to you, it's like what's in, not a tray, but
The thing with like the 3 things in it?
Yes.
You
I know
ordered
exactly.
this for you and not for a 6-year-old.
What are you, 8?
okay. Anyway, not the point. It's steak and chicken. That's a good meal. What's the matter with you?
You go bowl or burrito. It
comes with that honey vinaigrette, though, right?
Okay, can you just listen to the story? My God. So it's in the packaging, whatever, and Jeremy's right, where it's got the quesadilla, and then there's like these 3 slots for sides. If you
I love that part. I go rice, I go queso, and that third one's a wild card. Sometimes I go pico, sometimes I go sour cream.
We had rice, and I had cheese, and I had sour cream. Those were the 3 sides.
Yeah.
Okay,
Standard.
it's great. That's fire, right?
Yeah.
Except the order comes, I open up the package, there's no quesadilla.
Oh, my God.
Get the hell
What?
Terrible.
The sour cream is there.
Oh, that's bad.
The rice is there.
Mm-hmm.
The sides are there.
Right.
There's no quesadilla. It's not there.
Right.
How long was it at your door?
Are you on
I
Atkins?
got it immediately.
I don't. Maybe your
Are you
kid went and
sure?
ate your
Right.
dinner
Took
and then
your
he put
wraps.
it back. I mean,
Right.
his kid's running rampant in your house. Who knows?
There's no quesadilla.
So what'd you do?
Well, here's the problem. There's no phone number you call for Uber Eats. You go on the app, and it's like they got all these questions, It's like, what's the problem with your order? And then they have a list of things. And okay, so obviously I click on, missing items. And again, there's no one you could speak to. And so I click on missing items, quesadilla, nowhere to be found. And I didn't order sour cream for dinner, and you eventually get a message back. Not even long later. It only took 20 minutes. Get a message. Sorry for this inconvenience.
Give you
blah,
credit,
blah,
right?
blah.
The food's cold already. I mean,
They gave me. Well, I don't know if the food's cold. That's the point, Stugotz. I
It
don't have the
wasn't there,
food.
Stu.
This has happened a lot to me, and my wife's great at this. She gets something in that app, and all of a sudden we get $28 back or
So
something.
I get the credit. They give me back $2.
Oh, my God.
No way. Been there. How often
Someone-
have you complained about Uber Eats? Because that also plays into their algo.
I have complained, but it's been a long time.
Sometimes that plays into their algo. Like,
that's
is this
why
an
I said
account,
dangerous game.
Is this an account that cries wolf potentially? That is BS, though. Sometimes what
and I
they'll
can't
do,
call anyone.
one of the worst things that they do is, okay, we'll give you a refund for the missing quesadilla, but we're still going to charge you for the sour cream. As if I just want to eat the sour cream still. I need the quesadilla to justify the sour cream
And it
purchase.
doesn't help. You get that credit back. I mean, $2 stinks. But even
$2?
if you get $20 back, you're like, I'm still not happy.
Wait, they refunded you plus $2?
They gave me back $2.
Just
Just
the
$2.
How much did it cost?
It was probably $16.
So did you say, hey, we're short here?
That's the
where'd
point.
You go next?
There's nowhere to call.
Well,
There's-
hit them up, whoever you spoke to before.
No,
say,
that's
"This
the
is
end of
wrong."
it. There's nothing else.
There is no call.
Some expensive
First of all,
cheese.
hit me up
And
offline.
sour
I got a
cream.
number for you. Uber One, a little trick you don't know about.
Wow.
You actually speak to human beings, and they do everything for you right
Wow.
away. But
Helpful.
here's the worst possible situation. You got Uber Eats delivery. I did Uber Eats pickup, okay? And
You a
I go
monster?
there,
Why?
and
A
I
monster
was
are you?
driving home.
You just want to pay
I was,
idiot fees is what you're doing.
Just
call the
restaurant.
restaurant.
No,
What
I've
is
done it
this?
before. That's a good idea.
You guys are, oh boy.
I was driving home, and I was just going to scoop in and pick it up, okay? And so I ordered some things, and it's a place I go all the time. In fact, a few people there, if they see me, they oh, hey, how you doing?
Book
So
a
I
flight
don't
on
check-
Expedia, too? I mean,
I don't check the bag if it's a pickup order. If
Right.
it's a place I
No.
trust, I just go home with
Well,
my
normally they
stuff.
have the sticker too on the bag. So.
Yeah, the sticker's supposed to tell you what's in there, right? So I get home, I got a chicken Caesar salad, no chicken. They forgot to put the chicken on the side, but it's a pickup order, Zaz. I can't just go in there and say, oh, missing item. They're like, you picked it up. You're supposed to check yourself. And so I write them a little note and says, we'll get back to you. They never got back to me. I just checked. My wallet's still empty. It's a scam.
A good restaurant will go through the boxes for you. Flanagan's, every single time I go to a Flanagan's, they make sure, and they show me, Mike knows this, all my food is there.
It's a lot of
Mike
pomp and
knows that?
circumstance.
Yeah,
and
Mike
also,
knows
I'm
that.
like, careful, you don't have to.
Veteran,
Don't
yeah.
release the heat. That's a part of my.
Yes.
No, I don't want to check. I trust you guys. I do that.
Stugotz, quick conclusion of the story. I mean, the Uber driver ate my quesadilla, right?
Yeah.
Just the tortilla?
There's
Yeah.
no way that Chipotle packed it without the quesadilla.
that seems impossible.
What was he, 8?
Yeah, I think they just screwed up.
What'd you do? Did you order again?
got
I guess
$2
you're gonna have to
back.
order
No,
another
it's like
Uber
a
Eats
order
order.
again.
Like
He
a
took it out of
sad,
his son, kicked him out of the house.
shit.
microwave
Luck,
grilled
man.
cheese or something, or mac and cheese.
Let's bring aboard Ron Magill here. Ron, how you doing? Have you ever had issues with your Uber Eats order like that?
I have never done an Uber Eats order in my life.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Oh, well, you DoorDash guy? What's the deal?
No, I got a wife who cooks so amazingly well. It has amazing food all the time.
What is that
Old
like?
school.
What is that like?
That's living the dream, brother. Trust
So the
me.
Uber Eats app is not even on your phone. You don't even have a section of your phone for food delivery.
Nothing for food delivery at all.
You've never done takeout?
Rhonda cooks.
The takeout that I've done is we've got this little truck restaurant who does this incredible
food truck.
Food truck, yeah. But does this incredible churrasco and picanha steak. Oh my God! So every now and then I'll say, listen, I'll go get it. But she'll cook the incredible side dishes and stuff, and I'll go get the steak.
Why did we settle for food truck as a way to describe it? It should be a truck restaurant.
Also,
right?
her name is Rita.
Yeah, I went
Ron,
blank.
why didn't you correct him? Why'd you let him do that?
Listen, I'm old and old school, so but I do use Uber all the time when I travel. Uber Comfort. Don't talk to me, and I want it cool. That's all I ask for.
Ron, one of the guys that works here, Ethan, brought his dog to work last week, and the dog was limping around, and we all felt terrible. And Ethan was kind of a deadbeat dog owner, and he didn't do anything about it until, God knows when. He took the dog to the vet. The dog tore its ACL, all right? Turned out, look, you can see in the video now, dog is limping, not putting any pressure on its back left leg. It tore its ACL earlier in the day.
Worse than limping, man. It's not putting any weight on
Yeah.
Hear that, Ethan?
Immediate go to the vet.
So what happens to a dog with a torn ACL? Is it like a cast? Is it an operation? What do you do?
Yeah, there is an operation for it. I mean, it's an orthopedic surgery, just like you would do on a human being. It's very costly. And the recovery is a bigger challenge, of course, because you can't tell the dog, listen, you can't do this, you can't do that. So they come up with different types of braces or casts or whatever necessary to isolate that for proper healing.
Now, this is the second consecutive dog that Ethan has had who's torn his or her ACL. Is there something that the owner is doing for this pattern of injury?
I think it's time to file a report with, doggy services to find out what's going on there, because I've never had a dog, and I've had dogs all my life tear an ACL. I don't know what he's doing with these dogs.
If you're the vet and you see someone bring in the dog that's in incredible pain, torn ACL, and you have to choose, do I euthanize the dog or do I euthanize the human? Which would you choose?
Real Sophie's choice.
Billy, please.
It's a good question.
It's easy, right?
Really, Stugotz,
Repeat
really?
offender.
I don't euthanize either one of them. I treat it, and I try to heal the dog.
Nailed it.
Ron, I got a video for you here. All right. This video, there's a crab. All right. And apparently this crab is going to amputate its own claw. I'm afraid of crabs. I don't go near crabs. But take a look at this and tell me what's going on here. All right. So it's look at that. It's like going to chomp up. Whoa!
Oh!
Whoa!
Just straight up ripped off its
Why
own
would it
arm.
do that?
As if it were a fake limb.
Now I know that crabs have the ability, of course, to regenerate their claws. And listen, I don't profess to be a crab expert here, but maybe I'm speculating that it saw a potential predator heading its way, and he said, "Listen, I'm going to leave you a bone, leave me alone." Lizards do that with their tails. If they get threatened, they can actually shed their tail. The tail stays there, and the animal goes after the tail and eats the tail, and the lizard gets away. The crab may have looked at this as a way to, deter the focus of a predator and focus it on the claw, and he can get away.
That's brilliant. So you just have snacks in your pockets while you're running away from predators. Here's a snack.
That's
Boom.
a heady play.
It's delicious.
Izzy, that's a great analogy. Izzy, that's a great analogy. What you're doing is you're setting bait to deter the attention off of a fatal attack.
Man, I feel like the crab there, it's almost like he holds up his is it an arm or a leg, Ron? What should I call it?
It's a claw.
Okay, neither. He holds up his claw, and it's almost like he shows like, "Hey, look what I got over here, guys." And then he snaps it off.
Man, we're giving this dumb crab a lot of credit.
Right.
Well, it appeared that way. But listen, there are things that are associated with intelligence, and there are things that are associated with instinct. And that might simply just be an instinct for survival.
All right, I got another video for you here, Ron. Show me this. So there's an animal sanctuary worker and an alligator, and it leads this alligator on a chase to show what happens when a gator gets used to being fed by humans. All right, now let's take a look at this here. All right, so there you got the gator, you got the person. They're only like a few feet away.
I thought Ron was the one who was supposed to do the play.
All right, go take it away, Ron. Go ahead.
What's happening?
Yeah, it's exactly what he's doing here. This is an alligator that's obviously been accustomed to being fed by this person. Guy's got a little stick in his hand. This is probably the way, or it's a girl actually, who actually, feeds him all the time this way. And that's what he's doing. He's just responding to the feeding. See, and bam, then she throws the food. So she just reinforces it, for God's sake. So, I don't know what they're trying to prove here. This is that Gator Boys thing, which, a lot of times just can be a little extreme sometimes. This is videos for clicks. This is what I call videos for clicks.
Ron, I was at a rental house in Orlando that had, that sort of man-made body of water behind it. And there was an alligator, a crocodile, I couldn't tell the difference, in the water. And there's neighbors of these rental houses going toward the water with their children to check it out and point at it. Everybody at our house stayed inside. Ron, should you ever go out and, hey, look at the alligators if you're not from Florida? This is a message for everybody not from Florida.
I know this answer. Go ahead, Ron. You muted yourself. I'm going to pretend I know what you're saying.
But the bottom line is, I got the point. You should not go up to the shoreline where there's an alligator. You can observe an alligator from a distance. 25, 30 feet. If you keep that distance, you should be okay. An alligator's not going to come out of the water after you if you stay 25 to 30 feet away from the water's edge.
Like Israel, I can never tell the difference. I know crocodile, alligator, one's pointy and the other one's flat. But can you give me like a way that I will remember? Like, is there a wording that I'll never forget? Can you tell me?
Just color, basically color. Crocodiles tend to be an olive green. Alligators are black. So that's a giveaway right away. Also, a crocodile's eyes will tend to be that kind of a light green color. Alligator eyes tend to be dark brown to black. The shape of the snout is U-shaped alligator, V-shaped crocodile. I don't know what kind of association you use there, but I just color.
Okay, but hold on a second.
What if I don't see color?
Then you're screwed.
Okay, but hold on a second. Like Israel, okay, Ron is saying that a crocodile will be green, alligator will be more black. Florida Gators, like the mascot is green.
Yeah, that's a misnomer.
Yeah.
That is a misnomer.
So the mascot for the Gators should be black?
Yeah. I feel like we should talk to the president of UF.
Actually,
that's a croc.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, it should be. And I'm a proud Florida Gator. But yes, to have an alligator green is a total misnomer. Crocodiles are green.
It's kind of, I got to be honest with you, it's kind of a shock.
The Florida Crocs.
Learn something new every day on this wonderful podcast.
Got another one for you here, Ron. All right, so here's a leopard, and it's going to catch a crocodile.
Yeah.
All right, a leopard is
Let
going
Ron do it.
Yeah,
I'm sure that this is a jaguar catching a caiman. Yes, that's what this is. This is a jaguar catching a caiman. I actually saw this happen in Brazil in the Pantanal. This is I'm not going to say it's a common occurrence, but it's not terribly rare. These jaguars have learned how to catch caiman, and they do so. You can see a string of these videos. You'll actually see the video of the actual catch. You'll see them jumping in the water, lunging, going underwater, and pulling this thing out of the water. It's pretty incredible.
Is that crocodile still alive in that moment?
Yes, that caiman is still alive in that moment. Jaguars have one of the most powerful bites of any of the big cats, especially for ratio to their weight. And what they do is they instinctively will bite the back of the neck and they'll sever the spinal cord so the animal can no longer fight.
Why are jaguars so good at that? Like how they're just born being able to do that?
They have adapted living. They're one of the few cats that like the water. They jump in the water. They swim all the time. I've got images of these jaguars swimming across the rivers there in the Pantanal, and they will hunt fish. They will hunt caiman, and incredibly adapt swimmers. They enjoy the water, and they are very well structured for living that water life.
Ron, which animal has the most powerful bite?
I believe it's a crocodile. I believe it's a saltwater crocodile has the most powerful bite. I know in the mammal world, I think it's a hyena. A hyena is the only predator that has the power and the tooth structure to actually break through elephant bone to eat the marrow. So I believe that's the hyena. But don't hold me to that. That's just what I believe. I think it's the hyena mammal and the crocodile overall. It's 1,000 pounds of pressure per square inch.
What about the hippo chomp?
Hippo is also very powerful. I'm not sure exactly what the ratio is, but it's a very powerful. I have seen a hippo, tear a crocodile up. So it is a very powerful bite. But I think per square inch, the actual force, I think the crocodile is the most powerful.
Ron, we have a video of a crab eating a grape, and maybe we can put that up while I'm asking you this question. But my favorite videos, perhaps on all of the internet, is a raccoon being friends with a human and then being fed little tiny foods. Now, the best part about it is they do a voiceover on the raccoon. That always slaps. But I'm curious, should I be friends with a raccoon? Because I've been scared of them my entire life.
And you know why does he stay scared of them? Because raccoons
Thank you.
change in a heartbeat. Those things are like, they can be out of their minds. People look at raccoons, they have a cute face, but they can turn into the little devils. And I mean that wholeheartedly. People
Even if they're eating grapes.
Even if they're eating grapes, and that's a crab eating
But they're
a
so
grape.
adorable when they're eating
And they are
grapes.
adorable. And you'll see them, they take their food and they put it in the water and they rub their hands together. They're very tactile.
They look
They
like
make
little robbers.
cute little noises, little cute little noises they make too. Do not befriend raccoons.
So do
Please.
I need to sage an intervention? Because my father-in-law has like a family of raccoons that come up to the back patio door, and he feeds them, and he's
Of course he feeds them. Of course he does.
That's why they come back.
yeah, he's been doing this for over a year now.
Mike, at night, if they're there and he opens the door, is it just a bunch of eyeballs?
I hate it because I have a dog that occasionally spends the night over there, and you never know what's back there. I hate it.
Listen, Mike, go online and you'll see these raccoons. This woman who started feeding 2 raccoons in her yard, and in 1 week she's got 30 raccoons at her back door.
I don't
waiting
like
to be
it.
fed.
I don't like it.
Okay.
So they're talking to each other and they're like, hey, I got
Well,
a thing.
they do. They communicate. They say, hey, listen, the buffet's over here. Okay. And they can become real problems. Now, first of all, raccoons are one of the major carriers of rabies. When you have that many animals in one place, they're a spreader of disease, whether it be external parasites, fleas and ticks, whether it be the internal parasites, worms, things like that they pass through their feces. The bottom line is that many animals in one place is not healthy for anybody. So don't feed these wild animals, please.
Ron, are possums in the same category? Because I saw a possum a couple nights ago in my yard. Like, the lights were off, my dogs were outside
Is it a
running
possum
around.
or an opossum?
That's an opossum,
both.
but yeah.
It's both.
So is
In the
it?
South, they call
It's
it possum.
confusing, right, Stugotz?
Yes.
What it is,
Opossum,
it's
though.
lazy.
Right.
It's lazy is what it is. People don't want to say opossum, they just go
Well,
possum.
it saves you time.
But the possum is a much more solitary animal. You won't find possums congregating. The only time you see possums together is a mother with a bunch of her, siblings that are coming out of the pouch or on her back. But they're much more solitary, and they don't respond like raccoons do to being fed.
But is it the same fear, like rabies and stuff? Because what happened was the dog was
irony-
outside, going outside at the night, and then I opened the door to let the dog in, and I see a possum or an opossum.
The irony is this, Billy, that
Lazy.
possums,
Lazy.
believe it or not, though it's not impossible, it's very improbable that they can catch rabies. Why? Because their body temperature is higher than most other mammals, and that body temperature does not allow for rabies to thrive. There you go. There's a picture of people feeding their freaking raccoons in
You
their yard.
have to sell this house.
Ron, what's a dead giveaway for an animal that has rabies?
There really is no dead giveaway. We've heard the common narrative. Oh, that's when it's salivating. It comes running after you. It tears you up.
That's not true.
Well, it can be that.
What if
but you
it's
also see an animal that looks kind of drunk? It's just kind of wandering around with his head bobbing and kind of falling to the side. It looks, terribly inebriated. So don't think that just because this animal is not being aggressive, not snarling, or not drooling, that it doesn't have rabies.
Wait.
I think my dad has
Animal can have
rabies.
rabies and look totally normal.
At my old home in my neighborhood, I was walking my dog, and to my left there was a raccoon that was out during the daytime displaying these characteristics, and I did call animal control. Is another big red flag if this nocturnal creature is out during the day looking like that. Call animal control.
Yeah, call animal control. Absolutely.
Ron, excellent job. Tell us all the good things you got going on here.
Well, we got the zoo camp just finished up because school starts now on Thursday, which is, going to be another headache. But we've got, a lot of construction going on here. Pretty soon we're going to be introducing a couple of new animals, new species for the zoo. I'm not going to really reveal it yet. I'll let you know when that happens. But listen, there's always stuff happening. We got several animals that are pregnant that are going to be hopefully giving birth sometime soon. We've got some newly hatched birds going out in the aviary. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff happening. The zoo's never the same thing on every day.
Give us a hint on the new animals. Like, make a noise.
Make the noise
right,
of the animal.
yes.
And we'll try to
Okay.
get. Dan.
Whales.
You got a whale?
No, but that's it. I can understand why you might think it, though, but it's not a whale.
Let me hear it again. Let me hear it
do
again.
it one more time. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Email.
Baby whale.
That was my email. Sorry about that.
Good job, Ron.
Once again, I forgot. It's my bad. We should have welcomed you in with a Happy World Lion Day 2 days ago.
Yeah.
No worries, man. But I appreciate it, Izzy. It makes me know that you care.
Do the sound again.
One more time.
Oh, my God, guys. There it is.
Another email. Yeah.
You're really good at that.
Yeah. See you, Ron.
And sometimes they'll do this. So, bye.
Stugotz, you see yesterday the AP released their first preseason top 25 poll.
Exciting.
That's what I'm talking about. So, because the coaches poll came out like last week. Get the hell out of here. These coaches, they don't know anything.
They don't know anything.
They don't
Biased,
know anything.
yeah.
All right. But the AP poll, that's where it's at. And I got to tell you, I think kind of dropped the ball, the AP. Mike?
Big poll or not a big poll?
They let
It's a big poll.
They let us down.
They did, right?
Average size poll.
So on Miami opens the season against Notre Dame. That is a top 10 matchup
Great
officially.
game.
Any other
That's
season?
a big game.
Any other season, this would be the talk of the town. You got a top 10 matchup to open the season.
Week
That's
one
incredible.
is loaded.
Week one, you have the Ohio State Buckeyes, reigning defending national champions, hosting the Texas Longhorns.
I'm going to be there.
Everyone assumed we're coming out the gates week one of the college football season. It's a final Lee Corso headgear of his career. Out the gates, noon, we get number one versus number two.
That's what the coaches poll told you.
To start the season.
Mm-hmm.
And the AP took that away from us.
Screwed it up.
He's got to go Brutus, right? Didn't he go Brutus on his first pick ever?
He's got to go Brutus.
I mean, like,
full circle.
I hate that it's that predictable.
I think
he should go Texas.
I
just
think
to throw
you
a curveball.
I think you show some guts. All right, you show some guts and you go with the Longhorn helmets. Okay, you're on the road there. You got the sea of people. You got all the Buckeye
Everyone
fans.
expects Brutus.
I do something very similar because I host college football tailgate for ESPN Radio. We travel, me and Amber Wilson, we travel the entire country for ESPN Radio Campus Tour. We're in Columbus, all right, for week number one. And from the Airstream studio, at the end, we give our picks. And I got the foam fingers, I'm not scared. There'll be a whole crowd of people in front of me.
Foam fingers have one finger up, not all
That's
five,
right.
Right.
But I put
People love a visual gag on an audio property.
But that's right. That's why I do it. And there will be a sea of Buckeye fans in front of me because I don't know if you know the game's in Columbus. But if I want to pick Texas, I'm not giving away who I'm picking yet. I would never give it away. I tell you at the end of the show, all right? But if I want to pick Texas, I'll pick the road team right in front of your face. You can't be scared. I would never be scared, all right? I got guts. So Corso, I hope he shows some guts. If he believes that Texas is going to win, put on that Longhorn helmet. Show a little guts.
So he had a bunch of options for his final headgear. A lot of people theorized, hey, maybe he's a proud Seminole.
You got Alabama there.
Alabama over there. That's a good one, but it's where it all began. Columbus, Ohio. That's cool. And what would have made things perfect is if it were number one versus number two. But the Associated Press cares not for our storylines, and they put a team with a quarterback that failed to complete a single pass to a wide receiver in a big-time bowl game. Why is Penn State number two over Texas? Texas opens the season against a national champion. Let's start the season number one versus number two.
Here's another question about the polls that makes zero sense to me. Who's number one again?
The Buckeyes.
Is it the Buckeyes?
Yeah.
I thought it was Texas.
No.
Oh, no, it's Texas. Excuse me. It is
It's
Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
it's
then I
Texas.
screwed all of this.
No, you didn't screw
Rewind.
anything up.
Who's number one again?
It's Texas.
Texas.
Okay.
Texas.
Who's favored in the matchup between Texas and
but
Ohio
it's in
State?
Columbus.
But then make them number one then. Just go ahead and make Ohio State the number one team
No, but you're
if
not,
they
you're
open
not
at
ranked,
home.
No, but the idea is like if you were on a neutral field, what team's better?
Yeah. But it's the preseason. You already know the schedule. Might as well make it make sense. You're going to have the number one team as an underdog in the first game of the season where you're creating these rankings out of thin air. Make it make sense. Make the number one team the favorite.
So as it turns out, number three
Right.
is favored over number one.
Well, number three
Ridiculous.
is number one. Right.
Yeah,
yes.
minus 2.5 on that line.
I have top 5 polls if you guys want them.
Oh,
that's a big poll.
wow.
Number 5, foul poll.
Great poll.
Do you ever want that maybe it should be called a fair ball?
No.
I mean, the ball hits it. It's fair. It's not foul.
That's a good point.
It's a fair point.
Do you like when the fair/foul polls are like a drawing of something? Like sometimes it's a pencil?
No.
No? Yeah, me neither. What's number 4?
Marcin Gortat, the Polish Hammer.
That's a good one.
Number 3, Cooper Flagg.
Flagpole, Mike.
Thank you. Number 2, Bill Polian.
Number 2, huh?
You thought Lamar Jackson was
Number 1, a staple. I mean, Dick Pole.
Ah, yes.
Dick.
Those are my top 5 polls.
Number 1 for life.
Dick Pole.
I mean, Penn State screwed it up coming in at number 2. Does anyone believe Penn State's
No one
second
does.
best team in the country?
Drew Aller's tall.
Come on. James Franklin.
He's still there?
Come on.
It's enough.
What are
We all know
He
how
made
this
the
is gonna
playoffs
go.
last year.
Not the biggest story, though, in college football from yesterday. The biggest story is brand new starting quarterback, QB1 at Oklahoma. John Mateer, who was at Washington State last year, and I was a fan. Really fun player to watch. He's now at Oklahoma. He's in hot water because people found his Venmo transactions, and his Venmo transactions were public at the time, and he had Venmo transactions, 2 different ones that I saw. One, sports gambling, and the other one was sports gambling, USC versus UCLA.
Hold on, like, did he put that in the notes?
That was the title of the transaction. This was when John Mateer would have been a freshman in college, obviously very much against the rules. Now, Oklahoma has come out and said they believe that John Mateer has not gambled on sports. This led to a bunch of internet sleuthing in which people were going through other quarterbacks' transactions to see if they were public, and some embarrassing stuff was there. Some quarterbacks got wise as soon as this story broke and deleted all their transactions, set everything to private to make sure that there would be no sleuthing. People, the young generation, and I've never gotten this when it comes to Venmo, I never know. I don't need to know what you're paying for. I don't know. You're a sociopath if you have your Venmo transactions public. It's weird. Stugotz, you have your Venmo transactions public.
I know.
Stop that.
Right. I thought you closed it for me. I mean,
stop that. But people were going around, and I have friends that do this. They like to make the Venmo transaction a joke. You know, they buy a round.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. Thanks for the drugs, stuff like that.
Right.
Sans context, no one knows that you're just Josh and your boys, right? Now, people are going to your transactions, and if you put an 8-ball emoji, they're not going to assume billiards.
What's your worst non-joke one of those? The one that made you go private? Because I've got one, and I've also got one of a friend who, I'll just say it because it doesn't matter. It was a couple that got divorced, and it was a very simple divorce settlement. So simple that the payments were made via Venmo.
That's a tough way to.
And wait. And it just said 1/24 of the first. So it's clearly had to split it up with a 20. And you see, and it's just so funny. It's like watching a reality show on your Venmo. And when that 24th month hit, boy, did I celebrate.
Well, I paid attention to it when Signalgate was happening. People were starting to go through government officials who didn't know that they didn't have their transaction set to private. Yeah. I fix that stuff real quick because I don't need someone prying around any of that, independent of whether or not I josh somebody and make a transaction, that's not actually accurate and just making a joke about it.
Stu, you'd appreciate this. What made me go to private is when I first got onto Venmo and I sent Anthony some money. I was on a road trip, and when I got back home, and this is like when I first started smoking weed, like in my mid-30s.
Right.
And so I was like, ooh, I don't have a device with which to smoke it at home. It broke. And I sent him some money and said, hey, go buy me a little small glass pipe for when I get home. And he responded via text, these are public. And I was like, oh, shit.
I learned, I was told, hey, this is public. You should turn this off. Because I didn't know how it worked, where I was doing a couple of transactions for, like, sponsors on my podcast. I don't want anyone to know what I charge and that kind of deal, So I was told, hey, you got to turn it off.
They were sending their payments to you via Venmo?
Yeah. And I don't want everyone to be able to see what I charge for sponsorship.
So what do we believe here, though? I mean, sports gambling, USC, UCLA is pretty specific. He could be joking. That would be the defense because people do tend to joke occasionally with this app. But what kind of investigation are we doing now? Because you can't be gambling if you're a quarter. You can't be gambling if you're a college football athlete.
Don't you have to believe that he is? Maybe he's stupid, but don't you have to believe that he is smart enough not to joke like that?
Because how do these things get found out? It's because a lot of money goes to something suspicious, right? So if you're just putting down regular old bets within a game that you're playing or teams that a lot of people bet on, the only way you're going to get caught really is if you label it in your Venmo transaction. So I don't think he's that dumb.
This was research, though. This was apparently when he was a freshman in college. So someone.
Do we know what the money was?
Let me see if that was put out there. But I've just seen the string caps of sports gambling, USC, UCLA.
That's a great question, Zaz. Do we care if it is just, hey, it's a $20 bet,
No, the reason I
bet,
ask is
$10
because
bet.
I think that could help us know if it's real or if it was a joke.
Right, because if he was joking around and it was actually for sody pops, you're not spending $500 there.
Correct.
But what's a unit to a guy that wasn't? Remember, he took over for Cam Ward at Washington State last year. He wasn't playing at this point. He wasn't getting NIL.
But to Izzy's question, if it is real and it's a $25 bet, do we really care? I mean,
well, no, we don't care. I don't think any of us individually ever care.
But should we? Is nobody's going to influence the result of? Let me rephrase. Most people wouldn't try to influence the result of a bet over $20, right? You're just doing it. Hey, if I happen to get my, 3 touchdowns today, I'm going to go home to an extra $100.
Right.
I got $12.50 for you.
Speaking of privacy, did you guys see this? I was told this, I think it was like 2 or 3 days ago, a new feature was, this is a PSA I'm doing right now, all right? Because I'll bet a lot of people listening or watching, they don't know this. I'm going to help you out right now, all right? You don't even need to thank me. I'm doing it out of the goodness of my own heart. Where Instagram, apparently, there's a new feature where they have there's maps where you click on the map and you could see the direct location your friends on Instagram are currently at. A buddy of mine texted me a few days ago, goes, hey, man, a new feature came out on Instagram today. I'm on it right now, and I could see exactly where you are. And I went and looked at it. I was like, yep, that's my home. That's where I am.
So it
And you
doesn't
gotta turn it
matter
off.
what you post. You know exactly. Like if I'm posting a random picture from 5 months ago and I put on the location, hey, this is in Italy, it's still going to say.
No, this is a different feature. No, when you click on the direct messages on Instagram, there's a map, and you click on the map, and you could see on it where if it's on, you could see where all your friends are located to like the foot where they at. You could see their home.
Do you want to
You
see
could
that?
where they are.
Do you want to see that? Do you want your friends knowing exactly where you are? It
No,
seems weird. It's
no.
creepy.
I'm
Yes.
with my kids.
Right.
This is my home.
Yes.
No.
You know what's weird?
So I
It's
turned it off.
That's what I find weird is the friends, and this is a young thing, the friends that all share their locations all the time. Like, it's too much. I accidentally share a location with somebody in our hockey chat. And so it's really only 2 people that I share locations with. It's Anthony and it's this Brightside Mike. And I have no interest in knowing where Brightside Mike is 24 hours of the day.
Look at this. Look at Billy and Jeremy are feverishly on their phones right now.
How do you do this?
Yep, they're trying to turn it off. You should.
I don't know how you do it.
I mean, I'll show you, I guess.
I'm still trying to log out of
Tell me
Venmo.
what I
I
do.
mean,
Yeah.
Why do these apps do that? Like, why would they think that I want everyone to know literally where I am? Not the city where I am, but my home.
That I understand that question. Then, Instagram is often used. The most common application is users telling the world where they are.
But not to the address.
Not to the address, but people tag people. I mean, you can find out exactly where the Clips concert is tonight. If
Look
you're
at
posting
everyone there,
from the
Stugotz. They're all
I'm
feverish.
trying
I'm
so
in
hard
settings
to
right
find
now.
it.
Like it has to be somewhere in
Right,
here.
but there's
Just
annoying
search
features.
location within settings.
I
and
just
then you
asked
could turn
Taylor
off.
to do it. I mean,
Right, but there are some times where people want to actually post that, then they have to where they are. You know how you can geotag certain places if you're at a bar or something like
Did
that?
you click on the globe there, Chris?
Yes, I just got it.
You go to the messages up top. You click on, see right there. I could show for people looking on the screen there. See, you got the people here, and you click on the globe, which says map, and then on the top right, you click on that little settings thing, and you could turn your specific location off. But like, I'm looking at it right now, and I'm looking at the map of the country, and it's like there's a bunch of people. Look, Stugotz, there's a bunch of people just in Florida. Look at it right there. I could see where they are.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I could see where these people are located right now in the state of Florida. It's kind of shady.
This is really upsetting.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not happy about this at all.
My buddy, I texted him back, I go, good looking out. Because I don't know about this kind of stuff. And it came out, and then I looked online. I was like, how do you turn it off? And it said, today, whatever it was, like August 6th, a new feature came out on Instagram. I was like, holy.
I also appreciate you waiting until we're not on the live show to tell us all of this, so that way.
Oh, that was good looking out by me too, right?
Well done. To give us all plenty of time to turn the setting off after the show.
Cool.
It won't get published right away, and that way nobody's going to have to
Did
deal
you
with the
figure it out yet?
repercussions of this. Yeah. It's pretty simple.
Take care of mine.
And you could see all the people who you could see, like, I don't know, like ex-girlfriends or somthing.
Where is this globe you speak of?
Now, this is at the top of your DMs.
Turn off Stugotz so people can't find out where Taylor is.
Where it shows note.
Here. Can you help me out?
Yeah.
Help my brother out, Zaslow. Let's go.
All right, let's see. Where's your Instagram?
I have no idea.
Up top, there
Where's
should
my
be
Instagram?
I think here it is. All right, here it is.
It says Matt.
And so,
No.
Click on
Go down.
his direct
you
messages.
fools.
Thank you.
Yep, there you go.
Very helpful. Yes.
Stugotz, you may have like a super old version of Instagram. I don't think
Probably.
you have the map.
Great.
All right, I
That's
think
a
you're
good
okay,
thing, right?
playa. It's a really old version. I think you're all right. You don't use that very often.
Did you call me playa?
Yeah, of course.
All
Why
right.
not? There you go.
Sure. Yep.
All right, so I'm glad I was able to help you guys. There you have
I
it.
am currently not sharing my location. Never was, but thank you for the freak out moment, Zitz.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was sharing my location when I was told. That was not cool. All of a sudden, someone shows up at my door. Hey, Zaslow, I know where you live now because of Instagram. Screw that, man. Jeremy, look, Stugotz, look how he's really upset.
I'm trying to help Mike Ryan right
Well-
now, but he has a slightly outdated version of Instagram, so I'm trying to figure out how he DMs.
Yes, right.
Is that the key?
Oh, there you are. No, there.
Is
I
that the
see.
key?
Hold on. Let's see. I can help you from here. All right. So we're gonna swipe
what
up
you
here
did,
on notes.
Zaslow.
Now you're at map.
I did a good thing, though,
Okay.
I believe.
Join your friends
Yes.
on map.
I mean,
Next,
a good
you're
thing.
not
Bad
sharing
radio,
your location.
perhaps, but-
Good news.
What are you talking about? This is fantastic. It's
joking,
very
I'm
informative. There's people at home. Hopefully, they're not driving and trying to listen to this and trying to adjust their
There are
phones,
people
but
that
this is
drive
very
and
big
freaking out
information.
now. They want to turn this
Yeah,
feed
but
off.
Zaslow's, yours was still on.
Yeah.
I know exactly where Brian the Beast London is right now.
Get at where?
But that's the thing is you share your location with an app like this because, hey, if you're trying to post like, hey, I was at, for example, if I'll post something from a Marlins game, hey, I'm at Lone Depot Park, and so I'm adding that location, and Instagram will be like, oh, can we access your location? And you might say yes because you want to make sure you're clicking on the right thing there. And then all of a sudden, your location is part of this app, not thinking that all of a sudden every single person that follows you is going to have
the
an
address.
opportunity
To the
see
address.
to the pinpoint
Yep.
of the address,
Scary.
where you are within the building.
Yep.
It's horrifying.
Wow, Brightside Mike is in Canada.
Niagara Falls. We actually don't know which one.
We're all done.
Glad I was able to help you guys. Let me take your mind off of this very troubling situation. Jeremy, we did a top 5 yesterday. Mike Ryan did a top 5 yesterday of greatest movie opening scenes.
That's
Wow.
You have
Cliffhanger.
that's a
dude.
good one.
What happened? It wasn't on there?
It wasn't even on OLI. No,
I
it
just
was in
assumed it was on there
that,
for you.
honestly, it should have cracked the top 5. I made a mistake.
Wow.
You're
You know
absolutely
what?
right.
When you hear the name Cliffhanger, you don't think great opening scene.
Yes, that's
Yes,
what
I
made the
do.
movie
Yes, I do.
strange, right?
Yes, I do.
Greatest
do.
opening
I
scene.
tend to think of a great cliffhanger,
No.
but maybe that's just me.
The final 90 minutes, awful though.
Stop being so literal.
But Jeremy has his own version. Tell us what it is.
It's the top 5 animated movie opening scenes
like
because mentioned in Mike's was Up, which is all time.
Profoundly
like
sad.
truly one of the saddest things I've ever seen. And I've realized in going through this, a lot more of them are sad than are necessarily uplifting. No OLIs. So starting with number 5, Tarzan. In Tarzan, you see both the gorilla families and Tarzan's family go through a similar feeling of loss, but what it does is it introduces you to Phil Collins on the soundtrack. And that's the most important part, is you hear one of these songs and you're like, oh, we're off to an unbelievable start. Number 4, and this is tied for 4 because it comes from the same series, Shrek and Shrek 2.
Is that when he's bathing?
That's the first one is when he's bathing and you're getting the title sequence and he's like spitting out mud and all of it says Mike Myers and then
Buddy just told me
that's what you get. And then you get Accidentally in Love by the Counting Crows to start Shrek 2 during their honeymoon
I'm a
sequence.
Shrek 1 guy.
Oh my God. Accidentally in Love. Very underrated song. Number 3, The Lion King.
Of course.
It's a classic. Yep, that note.
Yeah, to keep going.
Let's
I
go
didn't
for
want to
it.
finish it. I didn't
No,
want
go all out.
Number 2, this is another wholly depressing one. Finding Nemo.
Yeah, Disney writers huge on death.
Yeah, you got to kill somebody right at the beginning.
Parent
Normally, it's a parent.
Oh, that's right. The mother dies
The mother
at the beginning
dies.
of Finding Nemo.
Yep, and by the way, all of the kids outside of Nemo. Remember, there's an attack from what I think is a barracuda. If I look back at it,
That's right. The body count on that one was huge.
I mean, it's near 100.
Was Bambi's mom dying the first scene?
I don't know if that's the opening scene, which is why I didn't include it. It would have been a good one. And then, of course, number 1 is Up. I mean, there's no debate. I know it was in the spirit of the top 5, and that was already there, but it has to be number 1.
4
It's
of the
one
5
most
that you
beautiful
gave
sequences.
there are super sad.
Right.
Yeah, no, most of them are. I came to realize as I was going through my list, I was realizing almost every single animated movie starts with tragedy.
Getting a good look into Jeremy here.
What about the Lego movie?
not
Didn't
me.
they do the Everything is Awesome at the very beginning? That's the best.
Nah, but come on, let's be real. Which ones are better?
All right, so we brought out the big guns today when we heard that Taylor Swift is going to be on the New Heights podcast. That's why Stugotz is here. He made the drive, and Stugotz is with us. But I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't know what the hell's going on with this Taylor Swift. Like, can somebody explain to me what the whole to-do was last night? So she's going to be on this Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce podcast, and what? Like, it came out.
They put out a teaser.
But it came out like 12 a.m. on 8/12, which is today.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
some kind
It's
of
her 12th
nonsense
album.
like that,
There's some
right?
sort
It's
of
her
message,
12th
right.
album.
So that's all
Right.
about. She's
Yes.
really into teasing everything with numbers. So her number is 13. I believe her birthday's on the 13th. That's always everything is tied together. You end up in the Taylor Swift algorithm, and you grow to learn that there is no greater
My
cult
algorithm is
than the
all
Swifties.
boobs, I gotta tell you.
It's
us.
it's a big deal. So she's announcing seemingly a new album on this podcast. My assumption is that
12 albums, huh?
She'll be revealing all of the details of it. Everyone is very excited because they got the color scheme of what this album will be. I believe it's called The Life of a Showgirl.
That's exciting to
And
people,
hey, look, Taylor Swift fans dive into every single detail. I've already seen
Honolulu
people discussing that the colors of the album seem to be the way that copper begins versus where it gets when it's oxidized, and thus to show that it's the wearing of a career. And
Can you
there's
hear
a
my
lot of
eyes
stuff
rolling
here.
in my
No,
head?
look, I sort of feel the same way, and at this point,
How do you
like,
know all of this?
I told you I ended up in the Taylor Swift algorithm because I like Taylor Swift's music. Like I do like her music. I'm a little I'm intrigued to see what this album is because at this point I am not nearly as in on all things Taylor Swift as I once was.
Go on.
I wouldn't say it, but I think some people would say that it feels like over the last few years, some of what she's been doing has felt like a cash grab. I wouldn't say it, but it sort of feels like if you knew you were negotiating for the rights to your own masters to come back, that putting out the Taylor's version and constantly making people pay money to access your music early only to release it later and then release really long albums so that you could sort of game how the streaming processes work to move your way up the charts.
And
Some
she's
people
not
would
alone.
say
Right.
that's maybe an issue.
But you're not saying.
I'm not saying. I would never.
Some people.
Let
would
me
never
add
say
this Kelsey podcast. What's it called? New Heights.
New Heights.
New
I
Heights.
have a little bit of a rivalry with New Heights because I was up for I forget the podcast award, one of the potties, and it was a sports podcast for by 4 Years of Heat podcast, and they were in the same category, and of course they won it, and of course they're going to win every damn sports podcast award because they have Taylor Swift on the podcast. Stick to sports, people. If you're going to do the Taylor Swift thing, an entirely different category. Pop music podcast, fine. But if this thing wins another sports podcast for having Taylor Swift on there, it's cheating.
It's going to
I'm
break
calling
every
BS.
single record for podcast downloads that's like ever existed.
Not a sports podcast.
She's going to
I'm
be
sorry.
announcing details of her new album on there, and some people would say that going on the New Heights podcast, which is her boyfriend's podcast, and using that as an opportunity to get them some more downloads. Some people would say that just plays into all of the very capitalistic nature of what she's been doing over the last few years, and that even the artistry has potentially suffered because when you're releasing these really long albums that don't really seem to have any editing there to sort of pare things down and make sure you're getting the best 12 or 13 songs, some people would say that that's just the cash grab that was being intimated before. I would never say that. There's nothing wrong with anything that Taylor Swift ever does. But some people would say that,
when Zaz said go on, I didn't think he mean this long.
Right. Was Jaws on Mike's list? Jaws?
Do you think that your family would get a lot of joy?
OLI for Jaws. That was Jeremy lamenting the lack of an editor, I believe.
I am literally this show's editor.
So that's the problem.
I couldn't name you 4 Taylor Swift songs.
Oh, shut up. You could.
There's no
if
way.
They but if they played,
knew you were
would know
trouble.
the song.
You would recognize them, but he doesn't know the titles.
No, but if they played, you would know what they were.
You look guilty as sin right now.
If they played that, like if they played the song, would I know it's Taylor Swift?
No, like if they played the Taylor Swift song, I'd be like, I know that song.
Right.
You don't know it's her. You don't.
Just
know
not the name of the song. Right.
I don't know. Maybe like 5.
Now, when you try to think of when a blank space goes into your head.
I mean, I know "Shake It Off."
You don't participate in society. You're just not going to come across.
I have the music that I like. I have the music that I like and I listen to.
PJ,
and,
right.
Yeah, give me that '90s grunge, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Nirvana. What else do I need? Give me Zeppelin.
You almost forgot the In Chains part.
Well, I didn't want it to. I was going to say Alice, but I don't want it to go over. I don't want it to go over your head. Like I want to be inclusive. If I just say Alice, it's kind of exclusive. I don't want to give out that impression.
Right. Did you ever think that they were called Allison Chains?
I did.
I saw a sad project being advertised at a local casino recently. The Joe Perry Project.
Yeah. Oh, he's done
that. That seems fun.
Oh, he's done it before? My bad.
I think he's been doing that for a while.
I just saw it as, Steven Tyler doesn't want to do it anymore, so now we're calling it the Joe Perry Project. It was just a funny title.
I think they're coming to Hard Rock Live, right?
Yeah, they are. That's where.
Yeah.
That's the casino that I wasn't saying.
Do you think they play Aerosmith songs?
I don't know. It has another, and then at the bottom it's like with this guy from Aerosmith and this guy from, what was the band? I think it's
Aerosmith.
The Black Keys or something, or the Crows, some other guy.
Keys, Crows.
Yeah.
It has to be Crows.
Yeah. The Crows, probably.
Keys are just 2 dudes. I'd really eat into the Black Keys lineup.
All right, so this Taylor Swift thing is happening tonight or it's tomorrow?
Seemingly tomorrow.
The 13th.
Where she's going to go on, right, the 13th, as I was mentioning. 13, of course, her number. Look, this is going to be a big deal, and it seems like she's working with some of the producers that made some of her biggest hits from several years ago in Max Martin and Shellback. And Max Martin's been making hits for years and years and years and years and years.
One of the
If
greatest
you look at
producers.
basically all the music from the late 90s, early 2000s that we were talking about with the boy bands, a few weeks ago. He's been the producer on that, and then everything since.
Still out there.
It's been a long time since they've made music together. She's primarily worked with Aaron Dessner of The National and Jack Antonoff.
Oh, thank God. We got away from him.
And so they've made great music together, but at this point, I think she wants to go back. If you look at the Life of a Showgirl or whatever they're calling it. All right. This is just me talking.
I think you're driving Zaz out of here.
I'm calling it on the Taylor Swift stuff, guys.
Bye, Zaz. Love you too.
That's actually a good plan. Zaz's plan was say, hey, let me pitch something to Jeremy. He'll work out the clock, and I can just go home right now.
Right, no one will notice. Jeremy, how much more did you have left on that?
Nothing.
Oh, please don't.
No, I don't want it. I just want to know how much more you had left.
Not much. Probably 2 sentences. That's normally how it goes.
Dick Paul.
Thank you. Is there any chance that Travis proposes to Taylor Swift?
On the pod?
I wonder
On
if it's
the pod.
actually already happened and there will
No.
be a reveal.
Would be the
on
least
pod.
romantic way it ever happened.
Worse than a stadium?
That would be worse than a stadium.
I don't think so.
Least
I think-
romantic way.
If he does it at a stadium, it's a game after a game on a field. It's not like he's doing it at a stadium during, the Panthers
But if
Stanley
he
Cup
did
final
it,
game.
I think that would be better if he did it at a Panthers game, like the camera goes to him, he gets down on one knee,
Guys,
then doing it on his podcast.
He's not the only one that plays stadiums.
I mean, I think that proposing on a podcast, to me, I'm not saying it's a great way of doing it, but proposing at a hockey game is the worst way of doing it.
I thought he was saying at one of his games, which I would be like, well, if I'm the coach, I'm not happy about that. Like, Travis, you seem a little distracted. You're about to like propose at the commercial break in the second quarter, but you're saying at a different sporting event.
Well, Mike was saying at her concert, essentially.
I mean, whatever happened to doing this in an Olive Garden? Yeah, you know, make a reservation. You play a little secret game with the maitre d', and you know.
Maybe put the ring on top of one of the breadsticks as they come in.
You have to put it in the breadstick.
That was a no. What?
Just
Inside the breadstick?
Yeah,
that happened
on a ring.
On Modern Family. That happened next to Cam and Mitchell, and it did not go well.
You know, I barely spoke today.
But when you did, you really made it count.
You really spoke. Yeah.
But when you did,
sitting here,
it lingered.
Did not feel that way.
What'd you want to talk about that we didn't get to?
Yeah.
That's not
Nothing.
Taylor Swift related.
It's a big week for the Marlins, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk to Billy about that. You're
go
doing
for
something
it.
online, right?
I'm doing. Yeah. I'll be on a podcast that I was invited.
So is it a live watch along, or?
I think so, based on how it was
So-
presented. I wasn't sure.
I know that they didn't perform
Mike seems
well.
to know more than Billy does about that.
I was asking.
I'm not the
come
one on the
I said
podcast.
yeah. I
All right.
said yeah to it.
So where are the Marlins now?
Making a
Because I
point.
follow it through you guys. I know that they had that huge series, one of the bigger regular season series in their franchise history. They swept the Yankees, and then they had an opportunity to keep the momentum going against the Astros. They did not. So why is it a big week for the Marlins now? Are they still in contention?
Well, they had a very bad series against the Braves. 5-game series against the Braves. Lost 4 out of 5. And
Rare 5-game series, huh?
Yeah. So they have now a series against the Guardians. The Guardians are hot now. You don't want to be facing the Guardians right now.
Nope.
Then they have another series right after that against the Red Sox. And then they have the Cardinals, and they have the Blue Jays, and they have the Braves again.
Seems like a tough stretch.
Seems like a big month.
Yeah, what I was saying yesterday, and I don't think Jeremy agrees with me on this, is I said it's a nice run for the Marlins, but this week seems like the end of the road in terms of the playoff chances. Maybe not, but maybe so, because they went from getting right back to 500 from being 16 games under 500 to back to 4 games under 500 again. So,
I wouldn't disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
This is a huge week for them. They have 6 games against 2 of the better teams in baseball right now in terms of the Guardians and the Red Sox. And if they can come out of that basically with a 500 record for the week, you'd feel pretty good. They lost 4 out of 5 to the Braves from Thursday to Sunday.
Right.
And they remained 6 games back of the Mets. They didn't lose any ground for that final wild card spot because the Mets have been falling apart on their own. One of the teams ahead of them in the wild card is the St. Louis Cardinals, who they'll get in their first series back at home after the Red Sox and the Guardians. So if they can find a way to play some good baseball this week, they're in the position where, hey, it went about as poorly as you could have imagined after that huge win against the Yankees by losing 2 out of 3 against the Astros and losing 4 out of 5 against the Braves. But they lost no ground from where they were at the start of the week. And with 6 games back and 7 games to go against the Mets,
He did it again, Stu.
they have a chance.
He
Man,
took
it's
the
just
wheel.
information.
No, but
It
seems like Billy is saying the season is over, and
Well,
Jeremy
it could
wants
be.
to agree with
No.
him, but he's not agreeing with him.
I mean, the thing is that,
Am
look,
I the reporter for the 9 games at home after this stretch? Yes. Do I want people to watch? Yeah.
I mean, it's been a great run. You should support the team, but realistically, it's incredible that they got back to 500 when being 16 games under 500. But like, if you're gonna actually make the playoffs, you got to be like 10 or more games over 500 probably. And to get there, you'd have to play 26 games over 500 to get to that point where it doesn't.
Which is not happening. Right?
Well, yeah, I mean, what they've done has been very impressive. However, it seems like, you win a couple, you lose a couple, you're just then hovering around 500, which ultimately won't be enough probably to get into the playoffs. So it's not to discount what they've done so far. It was an incredible run. They just got off to such a bad start that they kind of shot themselves in the foot.
Also, was the Yankee thing a bit of fool's gold because they are not playing well?
No, I mean it's a chippy team that fights back. They're in every game. The Yankees are struggling right now. They had a horrific start to their newly acquired closer, who pooped all over the bed. But maybe the Marlins get hot here. But even if they go, what would you have to do to get back to 500 in the next 6 games? They go 4-2.
You'd be 2 under.
They're at 500.
Yeah, they're still.
Yeah, no, 2 games below 500. Right.
Yeah,
I did math wrong.
They'd have to go 5-1 to get back to
was quick
500
math,
before
yeah.
they get home.
So close.
You were almost with me too.
That math. Who cares
I
anymore?
corrected it quickly though.
It's football season, baby. Everyone's 0-0.
So much easier. With the records,
Oh, so easy.
Yes.
That tricky 17th game sometimes, I forget about it.
Right.
It really changed. Although it made, Friday, I celebrated Jeff Fisher Day.
Did you?
Because it was 8-8.
Ah.
We're not making Jeff Fishers anymore. He's got that all to himself.
Well, Mike Tomlin.
You can't go 8-8 anymore.
You're right.
You can go 8-1.
Right.
But you can't go 8-8 anymore. That's going to be Jeff Fisher's forever.
You always got to ask an 8-8 baby if they were born in '88, because then it might be the most special person ever.
Really? You have to ask?
You have to. I mean, what's
always
the next
have.
question when you say, what's your
Were you
birthday?
born in
August
88?
8th, of course.
And when they say 94, you're like, loser?
Yeah.
That does nothing for me.
Are you guys believing in the Brewers again?
I've been thinking about this a lot.
This franchise is a joke.
I'm glad that you asked.
Danilo Gallinari, born on 8/8/88.
Wow, he's the one.
He's the one.
Yeah.
You ever talk to him? You ever ask him that question?
I've never. Did you know he was a former #1 pick in the draft? Jeremy, do you believe in the Brewers?
Sure.
What about the Brew Crew?
That was tight, Jeremy.
Is he still talking ice baths? The ice plunge? I got this guy on the driving range. He's like, oh, ice plunge. Just do it once. All your pain
Nope.
gone.
It's the worst.
Mike, good whistling day.
Yeah, the weather has been nice after the rain came in. The AC's been fixed. You're cooking right now. I'm going to lay out.
I was thinking of doing a shadow show where I would just whistle for you, and then you'd be like, oh, good whistling day. And then we just
You
go
taught me
straight
how to
show.
whistle.
I did. What if you did, hey, try doing, okay, this is something else I learned online. So put your mouth in a whistling thing, and then whisper the letter Q, but change sort of the pressures on your lips.
I did it.
No. Q.
That was me.
No.
Everybody else, lay out. You're saying you can.
Yeah, not a good
Never mind.
whistling
That's not
day.
a good one for you.
Yeah. Well, it's a tricky way to do it. I mean,
Yeah, it
That
is.
one's
It
tougher
is.
than the normal
but you just
way.
whistle. I mean,
I
That
think
was a good tip.
I think it only works for people who know how to whistle. So when you do it, you're just like,
Yeah.
oh wow.
I was
look.
forcing the whistle too. The Q thing didn't really work.
Yeah. Okay. That wasn't terrible.
That's about as good as you can get from Stu.
thank you. Yep. I am told Jeremy has a top 5 list of topics he'd like to bring up on this show, but no one would buy it. So-
Yeah, that's right. Just things I saw over the weekend where I was
Okay.
like, oh, that's interesting. And then I realized immediately that I shouldn't put it down as a topic because none of you would talk about it with me.
This show will do that to you, no doubt about it. So
Mm-hmm.
go ahead. Let's hear. Well, Izzy, you have something?
No, I don't. I was just
Okay.
counting.
All
Does
right.
this exclude topics you've already brought up or no?
Yeah, a little.
So you cross those off and then you replace them with like OLIs or whatever.
Right.
Well, the other things
It's a fresh 5 is what Billy is
That was
asking,
my best.
right.
Yeah, it is a fresh 5. That was my best discretion on stuff I thought you might like. So you can only imagine how much you're not going to like any of this.
Curious to see if you've learned.
OLI.
Right.
Per monitoring the futures data, the amount of young men between 8th grade and 10th grade believing in
ninth
gender
graders.
equality and equal pay have plummeted since 2018.
Give me that age group again.
OLI. 12 years ago this week, Roar by Katy Perry and Applause by Lady Gaga were released in the same week, sparking the Glee episode, Katy or Gaga.
How did you imagine that conversation going?
Like this one. Number 5.
Was the Glee episode airing that week also? Or no?
It was like, I think, just a couple weeks later. They really just turned it around
Wow.
real quick. Both
There's some
songs were in there.
buy-in.
It was
Look at
pretty
you.
quick,
Also
pretty
impressive.
impressive. Yeah,
Didn't
it was
age very well.
Big one.
Not really a competition there.
No, not at all. It's pretty crazy when you look back at it. Another OLI. CBO research shows that Trump's big, beautiful bill shows the bottom 20% getting poorer, not much change for most of America, and the top 10% getting meaningfully richer, the largest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich in a single law in American history. All right, number 5. Demi Lovato reuniting with the Jonas Brothers at a concert. You guys see that? Pretty exciting, right?
I saw of it.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. They played some old songs. This is real. This is me. It was pretty exciting.
I did watch Camp Rock the other day.
Did you actually?
Yeah. It was on at the hotel.
That was one of the songs
It's a
that
great movie.
they sang at the concert.
I'm
really,
more of like
great
a
movie.
Descendants
like it.
Zombies guy now.
Yeah.
But a tip of the hat to the old guard.
All right. I'll take that. That's as much engagement as I could have possibly hoped for. Number 4, Supreme Court's going to take away gay marriage.
Hey, we kind of told you this was coming.
Told you.
Guys, they're going to take a look at it.
Yeah, they're going to do it. You never know. Which, speaking of,
See what's what?
number 3, fascism's totally and completely back. They're militarizing the police department in D.C., which, you know, that's what you do when you're a fascist regime, is you militarize the police force in other areas and make them preach your ideals and arrest your political opponents.
I'm gonna be vulnerable right here. We've had months and months of me hearing that word. No clue what it means.
Yeah. That actually tracks.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. Stu and I had a lengthy conversation about this before the show.
Really?
No, not at all.
Yep. Number 2.
Was Zac Efron in Camp Rock? I'm
No, that's High
confused.
School
No,
Musical.
High School Musical. That's the one that you
see
like.
Camp Rock.
Yeah, High School Musical. That's a great one.
Yeah.
You got to say back Jack, and then there would have been more buy-in. Was a thing on that one.
I would think
So fascism is back, Jack.
I would think someone who's a fascist.
Well, hold on.
Is really good with fashion.
Hold on. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because I was just going to ask you, what do you think, if we were to ask you, Chris Cody, what is fascism?
Oh, I just figured that's
Fashion.
what I would have.
Got it.
Someone
You know,
who's good at
You're
this
not-
guy,
yeah.
Jeremy, very fascisty.
Yeah, Jeremy's a fascist.
Yes.
Number 2. The Las Culturistas Awards. Anybody?
Ooh, I saw that was a thing.
It was really good.
Buy in.
Yeah,
Paige the Sorbo won Cool Girl of the Year, right?
Yeah, Ben Platt sang a beautiful stripped-down version of Diet Pepsi by Addison Rae that has now shot that song up the charts because everybody's streaming it. Beautiful. You should listen to the rendition.
Did you guys, speaking of award shows, see the VMAs are going to be on CBS this year?
Yeah.
Really?
That makes sense.
Yeah, they
What?
keep just announcing VMAs on CBS.
Yeah, and part of the lead up is MTV goes to its original wall to wall music video programming 2 weeks of the lead up.
So, Chris, you just think every time you turn on CNN, they're talking about fashionistas?
Nah, I knew that it didn't mean that, but I'm just like, I always hear the word. I'm like, it's not good. Doesn't sound good.
So it's bad fashion.
Right.
Number 1, baseball.
I'm so glad we got here.